Blessed are those who know how much they need to know before they know how little they know. Blessed are those who know how much they need to know before they know how little they know.
And this interior, don't feel like you are making a mistake. And I've actually had this is exhausting. Our people, my God, this is exhausting. I think I'm going to leave this place because people are exhausting. I've had this conversation with CM. And he pretended as if he doesn't know the context you were talking from. This is scary. This is just scary. Our people,
because
people are so dishonest.
You see videos,
you know what?
Sorry, forefather.
You should come and take over. You are too dishonest.
Let me see.
I am tired of you people. It's unbelievable. Show can come and take over. Show you can come and take over, please.
Forefather.
These people are just full of dishonesty.
Please.
1,911,844,833 naira and 46. I'll take that again. 1,911,000,000 1,844,000,000 1 trillion. This money is too much for me. 1 trillion. I hope that is not on the record. 1 trillion 911 billion 804.
I have nothing new to say.
People are hungry.
Let them die. It's their fault. Yeah, I'm supporting Tinubu 100%.
You're supporting Tinubu
100% to deal with Nigerians.
Jeez.
People like you. So that when next election comes, I will now see whether when people bring money, you will vote for them or you will do your conscience.
They have killed 3 persons in a house. That was the starting of the massacre. Yes. So as that happens, then we are afraid. And that was at my own personal area. There were 4 in numbers. And they are Fulanis. I saw them closely. I did not know what makes that I was escaped in the incidents. My family members affected, they are 5 in numbers. My wife, brother, and 4 children. Yes, all killed in the market side.
Fulani herdsmen came in around the Yelwata East, started firing gunshots. They fired for almost 5 hours. They met a stiff resistance here from the police. Immediately when they met the resistance, they moved towards Yelwata New Market. There they slaughtered more than 100 persons. The incidents lasted for more than 5 hours. They burnt some of our community members in stores there. There are some stores that are housing more than 50 persons. All were burnt down. People slaughtered there, others burnt to ashes. That was exactly what happened.
See, when one incident happened, hundreds of incidents have been prevented that are not known to the public. So that this happened does not mean that we have not been deploying. We have actually been deploying. We've been working together with the military and with other security agencies to ensure that this reign of impunity of these criminal elements ends, and we are committed to this. This attack on the peaceful Yelewata community is one attack too many. It is not just an attack on the people of Benue State. It's an attack on the entire nation, and we are not going to accept it. The people of this community are not alone. We are with them. The entire Nigerian communities are with them. A day will come when these bandits will come to operate as they used to, and they will never return. That day is drawing nearer. I can assure you that we are committed to fight this battle and win this war. My appeal to the community is to cooperate with us. They know their environment more than anyone else. They should give us information. They know the strangers. They can recognize strange movements. They can see the signs that warns that there is an impending danger. They should please give information to us. And I want to assure them that any information given to our commanders on ground will be treated with utmost confidentiality.
To come here and see the communities, to also commiserate with His Excellency, the Governor of Benue State, and the good people of Benue State. Like the IGP mentioned, this is one too many killings. We are tired of innocent souls being killed, and we're here to ensure that we address such. From now, I'll be going to see my commanders, and we have to change our strategy. We're going to look inward and see how we can address it. But like we mentioned, we cannot do it alone without the community, without the state. We need everybody to be part of it. We understand that even before now, we used to have, even within us, people that compromise and give information. Because going around, you see the way some of the burnings were made, they were targeted, and which means they had insiders. And so I've discussed with the communities, the traditional rulers, with the clergy, for us to work united. There have been some issues on trust, and that we're going to address. For us, like I said, we want this to be the last one that will happen. We're going to go all out to ensure that we address it. We have put in measures in other places, and it has worked. Here is not going to be different. I want to assure Nigerians that not only Benue State, all over the country, we are determined, based on the mandate of Mr. President, to ensure that we restore peace and tranquility within our country. But we need Nigerians to support us. We must work together as a team. We've also had the information that sometimes some of these people come across borders. Wherever it is they're coming from, we're going to go after them and take them. So we must take the battle to them, not waiting for them to attack. And that's one I think is very, very critical. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will also want to proceed to Nasarawa State to see His Excellency, to be able to, because the borders are actually very critical to the success of what we're doing. For the youths, please don't give up. This is our country. We can never, ever give our country up for anything. And this madness must stop, and it will end.
Once again, my heart goes out to this community of mine in the state and the entire local government and then the entire citizenry of the state. This is a killings uncalled for. Whatever thing it is, it's quite unfortunate that this kind of a carnage, this kind of killings, persists. The presence of the Chief of Staff, Chief of Defense Staff, and the IGP mean quite much to me, and definitely the people as well. The moment they heard of this, they called from Abuja same day, and they had condoled with us.
You see the problem? You see the problem right there? The governor is more interested in the chief of staff and the people who call him beyond the over 200 people that are being sent to their early grave. That is what governance have turned into in our nation. Some lives are more important. Welcome to you guys. I'm sorry I'm starting this way today because I'm totally, what's going on is totally unacceptable. Even to when you talk about, even among the animal kingdom, it will not be accepted. What more of a human race? So you see what goes on in our nation. Now, I want to, before we go forward, I want to flip a little bit backwards. You see the chief of army staff who was, or chief of defense staff who was there talking. Okay, so I don't take it out, so you don't hear it from my mouth that I'm probably, let's listen to somebody talk about it. Let's listen to this guy who is a representative from, who is one of the people from Benue.
More so that this is not the first time, and particularly painful because the venue, the place where this occurred is one that ordinarily we would think is protected. I say this because Yelwata is a border town between Benue and Nasarawa State. And at that border town, there is a military checkpoint that has been there for at least 5 years. This military checkpoint is populated with not less than 15 soldiers, I think headed by a captain or thereabout. I'm not specific, I don't know the exact rank of the officer in charge, but there is a permanent feature of the Nigerian army located in Yelwata. So it becomes difficult to understand how these attacks could go on between 10 to 11 p.m. midnight and last for hours all the way to the early mornings without any intervention by this very formation that is right at the doorstep of Yelwata. Dr. Bati, if you move from Nasarawa State to Benue, Yelwata is on the road. It is not a village, maybe a kilometer. No, it is directly on the road. It's one of those villages where the Catholic church is by the road, the primary school is by the road, the market is by the road, and everything is by the road. And if you look at the pictures, for the houses that were burnt, broken down, and killed, and the people that were killed inside those houses, you could simply look at them in their rooms and then take the camera all the way back to the road. It's difficult to understand, and for us in Guma local government, we're in a state of shock and perhaps feeling like orphans, feeling abandoned by those who have the responsibility to protect and safeguard the lives of our people and their properties. Now, we have a situation where a few weeks ago when these same killings happened in Daudu and a couple of other places in Agan, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had directed that the Chief of Army Staff should relocate to Benue State and resolve this matter. I can tell you that, yes, the Army chieftain got to Benue State, met with his officers, because Benue State hosts two army formations. There is the Nigerian Army School of Engineering, and then there is the 72 Special Forces Battalion. All of them are in North Bank. Agan, the village that was attacked a week or 2 weeks ago, is 200 meters away from the fence of the 72 Special Forces Battalion. Now, when the military chieftain got to Makurdi, he met with his people, and in awaiting his arrival, stakeholders had been put together. The Tortiv, the Ochidoma, religious leaders, chairmen and youths, people of thought, and all stakeholders in the security sector were assembled at Government House so that they will have an interaction. I tell you, the man did not spend a minute with them. After meeting with his army, meeting with one or two other peoples, and meeting with the governor, he simply left. We don't know whether he was still in Benue. We don't know whether he returned to Abuja. But all we know is that for the Totiv and the Ochidoma and the first-class chiefs that came from all the local governments that are affected by this violence, the man did not meet with them. And then you have a situation where we understand that perhaps the army acts on orders. But how can you not act when there are gunshots right on your doorstep? It creates situations for us. Now, for yesterday, the protest that happened in Makurdi, it was one of those times that you sit and you wish that you were around to be part of that outing, because that is the only way the people can express the angst and the emotion that has built in them to witness these kind of things. But again, the way everything happened, and eventually it got a little bit disrupted and all of that, we are at least hopeful and grateful that we had the opportunity to come out and express ourselves.
My hand with my brother, and even my brother was left now. He was shooting up, kidnapping.
Your brother was killed?
Yes, sir.
When did this happen?
Since last month, December. That is this 24th.
December 24th.
Yes, sir.
Your brother was killed.
Was killing.
December 24th,
yes,
2024. Wow. And so, since your brother was killed, you people came to this place?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Since then, have they been attacking you again?
Yes, even to attack you yesterday in our place.
In Libere?
Yes, sir.
How many people were killed?
They killed one yesterday, one person they are killing yesterday.
Okay. Now, all this while they have been attacking, how many people have they kidnapped?
Now in their bush, there are a lot of people. They will reach like 15 people now in their hand now.
Okay. And what are they saying?
They are asking for money.
As the world starts to awaken to the barbaric treatment of certain Christian communities in Nigeria, survivors of the systematic kidnapping and ethnic cleansing by radical groups are starting to speak out. Mike Ode James, a correspondent for Truth Nigeria, is here with the breaking details. Mike, what can you tell us about this ethnic cleansing?
In a recent attack, his visit follows nationwide outrage over the scale of killings in the agrarian border community, where scores of residents lost their lives in a coordinated assault from Friday night into Saturday morning. General Musa toured the aftermath, burned homes, and destroyed properties, offering a grim reminder of the scale of devastation. He held a closed-door meeting with community leaders, offering condolences and assuring them of immediate military reinforcement to stabilize Yelwata and other flashpoints in the state.
We are tired of innocent souls being killed, and we're here to ensure that we address such. From now, I'll be going to see my commanders, and we have to change our strategy. We're going to look inward and see how we can address it. But like we mentioned, we cannot do it alone without the community, without the state. We need everybody to be part of it.
Also on ground was the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoku, who confirmed that tactical police units in the area have been doubled to ensure law enforcement and intelligence gathering.
When one incident happened,
people are displaced.
What do you know?
Yes. Yes. So let me say that it is also concerning when you hear reports, official reports claiming only 59 people have been killed. Very credible media outlets have reported that over 100, some saying over 200, and feelers and information I'm receiving from our people on the ground say actually that number is more in the range of 200. So yes, obviously that means thousands, over 1,000 households are affected. And we have probably hundreds of thousands of internally displaced people. So now what that means is there are people who need intervention. I am aware that at the moment, the state government is providing some succor to the people, but this is not sufficient. I've heard complaints from people that they're not being properly catered for. NEMA made a one-off intervention, just like the UN did, contrary to when in Borno, NEMA was making monthly interventions, and we're demanding that that same kind of attention be accorded to our people. And we think it is time Mr. President comes to see for himself. On behalf of my people of Benue, we want to demand, Mr. President, we believe we should be important enough. The killing, the massacre should be important enough for you to come yourself and see what is happening. All over the world, the commander-in-chief comes to meet with his troops, comes to the ground to see what is happening. Just like my brother in the studio in Lagos said, the chief of army staff, not only the chief of army staff, the NSA came to Benue, they just came to Makudi. None of them went to meet with the troops, to my knowledge. I'm even just hearing that the chief of army staff did not meet with our eminent chiefs. This is shocking. So in terms of the humanitarian crisis, this also is the point for me to raise the fact that there has been no intervention for our people over the years.
Okay.
If you remember, there's a 10 billion naira that was said was going to be used for the resettlement. This was a promise made by the then vice president when he visited Benue. To date, there has not been anything said about that amount.
Let me go back to the studio.
Short memory. None of you here seated can defend the votes. If you have complained, Nigerians have been clapping for you. The only way Shekarau became governor, do you know how? Because people lined up. When they ask how many people are there, there's over 500,000. No, I won't give 500,000. Announce Shekarau. It's happened in Ghana. Before the election of the last president. 2 days, a lot of us were called to intervene. But why did they do that? The people were ready to die. You are talking, abusing everybody. Nobody has power and will give it to you. Nobody, not even me. If you want a pastor as president, can get one. The politician is there in Nigeria to steal, to maim, to kill, to remain in power. If you think Tinubu will give it to you, you are wasting your time. So when we speak, we forget history. Unfortunately for me, poverty has made me to be part of the political system from when I left university.
Sister Luka Kawose Makodi. Sister Luka Kawose Makodi. Sister Luka Kawose Makodi. Benue State government is escorting the Makodi capital, Sister Lu.
Oh my God! Can you imagine this? So, friend.
Okay. Hello. Who is that now? Anybody they say crayfish for here? Okay. I think it's Master Support from Diaspora. All right. Gentlemen, you're welcome. I see Forefather who is already here. I see Ike, Mr. Ike. I see Benson. I see Tony. And I see only the seat of support for diaspora voting. I'm sure that you will come back on. But I needed to play that last video for you guys to see, because sometimes when we say these things, people doubt it. You could see the two SUVs, or one SUV and the other one is civil defense, escorting those cows through a state where there is a anti-grazing law that says that you cannot carry your cows through the streets, through the town. Okay, if that is done, those cows are supposed to be impounded. So you see the government officials escorting the cows across the city, breaking the law themselves. This is the kind of community or country we have built for ourselves. I need to play those long videos because I wanted everyone to get a handle of what we are discussing. And what we are discussing is not different from any other which has gone on for a while. I want to read out something that a friend of mine posted on his Facebook page. Oh God, it has gone off. Okay, when I get it, I will read it out for you guys. But now you have watched the clips I've shown. The other clip I couldn't show was the Reverend Father who went to his community, and that community had been, nobody lives there any longer. It's just empty. These are major farming communities that all these people have been ransacking and making sure that nobody. I have the list of the people who have been killed in Yawata. I got it from a friend of mine, on Facebook. They have the list. Some families have been extinct because some families is all of them that all went. So that family, if they don't have any other person outside of that, their community is gone. By the way, we are holding this because we don't want anybody to think that, this is worthy to be spoken about. We can't allow these things to continue. Now, I'll give you an example. A community, a group of people who I don't know if any of you know Benue people. They live in communities, especially when it is farming season like this time. They have their houses close to where they farm. Majority of them have their their places close to where they farm, and they use those places more often. So if you go to one community, you may get almost everybody who is related to anybody in that community. So if you go to that community, for instance, and just like pictures have it, and clear everybody, that means you have taken out a whole generation and never to be found again on earth. You have extinct that DNA out of existence. This is what is happening. And so it's not a child's play. And when some of us discuss it with vehement in our mind, people think we're just, no, it is, think about it, for instance. Think about what is going on. That means that family and that DNA that God created for a purpose, that purpose can never be achieved again. Not on earth. That's what is going on, gentlemen. And that's how serious it is. So when I see people like Christopher Musa come and say what they are saying, knowing that 72 Special Force Battalion is just beside this community and they could not intervene, are they saying, because me as a media person, I'm trained to listen to sound, I'm trained to hear sound, I'm trained to see pictures, I'm trained to see stories. You, and wherever I see it, I can identify it. You as a military man, you are trained to listen to the sound of guns. And some military men can tell you, just by the sound they hear, they can tell you what is being used in that place. Are they saying that all that training by the same people who are, that checkpoint they have by Yelwa, or the army base, the 72 Airborne Battalion, okay, that is a special force squad that has, at least, I know that place very well. That's where my secondary school was. Okay, are they saying that barracks, as large as it is, they could not, none of them could hear a sound of a gun? The sound of that, what was going on from 11 p.m. till early hours of the morning. I find that difficult to accept. Because you all know how sound travels. We're not even talking about a city. In Nigeria, where once it's dark, everywhere goes quiet. So as little sound can travel miles. Are they saying that all the sound, the noise, the fire burning, nobody saw anything in that barracks? Well, so that I don't be, let me give you guys opportunity to speak, and I'll just once in a while ask questions. Forefather, you're welcome. Maybe you make your opening statement, sir.
Thank you, KJ. Thank you for having me here. Greetings to the panelists, the chat, and the viewers. Yeah, I was listening to the video that was played, and it still goes back to what I've been complaining about. And we can dance around these things as much as we can until we have enough boots on the ground. This problem will not go away. There's a reason why they are not showing up in the cities, because you have enough boots there. The reason why they show up in the outskirts is because we don't have enough. Even from the description of the villagers and the people that were there, they said the police intercepted them. Then they went somewhere else where there was no police. That's the problem. It's been like that forever. They will just go somewhere they are not present and cause havoc and walk away. And except our soldiers will turn to spirit. Otherwise, they can't be anywhere at the same time. How are you supposed to move from 10 kilometers away to the location of where incidents are occurring when you are not the spirit instantly? You can't do that unless you have people posted there. The reason why they encounter police there, because the police were posted there. This problem has been diagnosed a long time ago, and this is a security problem. We don't have enough boots on the ground. We don't have the normal type of boots on the ground. We don't even have a standard size security force. not to mention an enhanced one because of our security predicament. You see,
can I ask a quick question, please, of you? With what you're saying, we all know and understand the problem still persists. From here on in, given the fact that we acknowledge wholeheartedly that we do not have a government willing to pursue real and genuine security efforts.
God bless
Given
you,
that's the
Jago.
case,
God bless you, Jago.
what do we do from here is the issue. Because you can't keep repeating yourself. We know what you're saying. But what is now the issue? No, now that we know that we don't have there's no one coming. If police are posted in our area, nobody's coming. So what do we do from there?
What we're going to do is similar to what the VDM did. We have to call this in awareness to this issue, to what it truly is. Our leaders know it. That's why all of them adopted the same position for the election. They all know this problem. You should ask yourself why they don't want to do it. And we have to sensitize people to that fact, that they don't have enough people. You can see it from the testimonies of the people that have experienced this thing. They are telling you that the people are not present. And every time this chief of defense staff will come out and say, we're going to change strategy. What strategy are you going to change to? You're going to turn to spirit? We know the problem. We have to sensitize people to it so that they can demand that solution. Because if they don't know what they need, how can they demand the solution to it?
Let me ask another question on top of what Jaguar has asked you, which is very correct. Now, these people, just like you said, are not spirits, and they don't walk. So are you saying that 300 bikes traveling in one direction at night is invisible? Listen to what I'm saying. 300 bikes traveling at night in one direction. Is it difficult to identify?
No, it's not that difficult to identify.
Vis-a-vis what Jagun asked you, now that we know that the people with this authority of violence are not ready to help out the people, what is the solution?
You see, you want to I think there is a need to turn the accusation against each other. This is a security problem. Make no mistake. If you try to do what you are doing now, you're going to get what you have in Congo. Because that's how it starts. One side wants to secure their own area. Before you know it, they start taking taxes. Before you know it, they start forming this in separate spheres of influence within a country. And you have a fragmented nation all over the place. And already there are signs of it in Nigeria. What you should be doing is sensitize the people like VDM did to challenge the leaders.
Which kind of man
right
is this
thing.
one? Which kind of man
No, stop that.
You see what he wants to do? You see what he wants to do? They just want to send us to the direction this DRC is. I see. It's like our people there. They don't. Let me say this. If somebody tells you the outside it is dark, and some other person tells you in the outside it is black, it is bright, it's your job as a human being to go and check which one it is. Did you bother to check anything I've said? Literally, the guy was telling you right now in the interview what happened there, and you can't even tell what is wrong. If you cannot even protect that, how can you even protect your people? The guy told you that the police people were there, where the police people were present, the bandits couldn't overwhelm them. They had to go the other way.
No. They were
That's
too
not what he
set.
Excuse me. There is a wrong. There is a. I don't think our forefathers has watched. Forefathers hasn't watched the video. Watch the video extensively. They were deployed in various locations. The terrorists were deployed. The police station. There were people who were at the police station. The people who stayed at the police station, when they came to attack them, the police there attacked them. But there were another location, where they attacked from. It was a well-planned and organized thing. It wasn't just one straight. They divided themselves. So that's the issue. There were those in the church. There were those in the market. There were those in the school. There were those.
So they had so much manpower that they split themselves all over the place. That's what you're saying.
Manpower,
yes. No. Jago, that's what the bikes carry 3 people in one bike, 3 persons. So if there are 300 bikes, that is 900 persons that are coming in. if there are 1,000 bikes, that is 3,000 people that are coming because each bike carries 3 people.
Yes.
Each bike carries 3 people. And now we are saying just the same thing the argument we made during the Chibok girls. In a night, in a thick darkness of the night in the sub-Saharan Africa, if a motorbike or a vehicle is traveling in any direction, as long as it has light, you will be able to identify it from a very far distance. The question now be, the army has drones that can be flown at night. The place where they are attacking for this, we're just dealing with Benue right now, has special force called Jumpers Club. The Jumpers, they are the paratroopers and all the special, army special units. They did not hear anything to go into action.
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Even if they did, they will not be there. If you have drones can only do as much. We keep saying, saying this.
No. You said even if they heard the sound, they did not go there. That was the ask you.
Yeah, because one of the things the security officials say is that sometimes they will deliberately create an incident somewhere. On their way there, they ambush them. So it's not. They have to think about so many things. You have not put yourself in their shoes. They have to think, and it's at night. You've not put yourself in their shoes to see how they operate. And you know Nigerian roads. You are not even sure. Maybe you have never been there before. You are not even sure how the state of the road is. And you are heading out.
Forward. So you that is trained as a military guy to combat whatever, and you are telling me you will be less skilled to attack somebody who doesn't have training, who is only just to learn how to shoot, but tactical to combat or whatever, they don't have it. They're only just learn how to shoot or even shoot without aiming. But you that is a military man that went series of training, you know how to hear sounds, you know how to strategize, you know how to take cover or whatever. You cannot go there because you don't know how the road is. But you are saying, hold on, wait, listen. But you have a barrack 200 meters from that place. So you don't even know your terrain. You have a barrack in a place, you don't even know your terrain. Where there's bad road and where there's no bad road, and how to navigate where you are residing as a barrack. You don't know it.
Yes.
Then you say you're a military man.
No, I think depending on where you are going. No, the point I'm making is that there are various reasons why officials don't move. The idea, you can keep playing around with this round and round. You can keep talking about this. We've been doing this thing that we do. Lives are getting lost. What do you think you are going to do that will ever solve the problem? What do you think you are going to do?
This is forefather, this is the actual question. You see, you are underlining that there is an official route to take to stabilizing the issues and problems that we have with the Fulani herdsmen and terrorists. You are underlining that the people who have been suffering this for a good, 10 years now, at least. Yes, they've been suffering for this and the government hasn't done anything. In fact, what we've seen is that when there is somebody who wins over against the herdsmen, that person is arrested. If somebody kills a herdsman, we know the guy who's the story, I forgot his name, who's in prison for 10 years, facing execution.
Mr. Sunday.
Wait there, please. I beg your pardon, KJ. I didn't mean to disrupt, but I just want to. You see, we can't.
The guy's name.
No, he's telling you the guy's name.
I see. You see, whilst I enjoy sometimes what Forefather has to say, it can't become a mantra just because there is that belief that, Nigeria as a country needs to be security conscious. We understand that. The fact of the matter is, the failing of the government begins at the security. Even before corruption, it's all purpose driven. So how do you ask the people who are supposed to give you security, know that this is a number one issue for generations, and they are not doing it up to yesterday? Today now, if somebody in your state, wherever you may be from, organizes his village, the next villages towards him, to speak about, okay, this is not necessarily vigilante, or this is us protecting ourselves and our area and our property. And what we are going to do is X, Y, and Z in terms of they would train young people with ammunitions. They will train people to know what the hell they're doing, what they're defending, and can act in any area within that state, whereby other villages would run to that particular village that is being attacked, so that it is seen that you're not alone, you're not a single person. Is that not more a conscious way of survival in a country where we don't have a government? We should stop kidding ourselves. I'll put it back to you.
I will
KJ, you
share
have
this
to move
link.
this thing around properly. You have to move this thing around
Sorry.
properly.
Yeah, but
All right,
they
okay.
asked me a question. They didn't allow me answer
Sorry,
the question.
Forefather. Okay, conclude so I can move on.
Yeah, let me conclude. In terms of the solution, one, you need to increase the number of boots on the ground. Basically, create the same.
You're repeating yourself, man.
Let me finish, please. Let
It's
me finish.
okay.
Stop interrupting me. Come on.
No, sorry, I don't want to do that, but you are repeating yourself. Let me just let you
I
know.
know I'm repeating myself, but people keep asking me the same question. Because when they keep asking me the same question over again, look at the question here. Somebody asked me again, what is the solution? The solution is you recruit as much people with the type of you already see the solution in Nigeria where you don't have that security issue in the cities. You already see the solution, but our people are too naive, and some of them will be shaking their head here as if they know what they are talking about.
Yeah,
they are just so ignorant, they don't even know what they are talking about. And when somebody is telling them, give me your own solution, if you know, you don't have a clue what you're talking about. Just stop. You see, you are irritating me when you just shake your head because people are dying and you're here doing this nonsense.
Should I tell you?
What kind of nonsense is this? People that don't know what they're talking about. Not even done any research, and you're talking nonsense. Shaking your head here as if you know what you're doing. I'm sick of these people. Bring your own solution. Let's hear it. And I'll question it here.
Who are you addressing, forefather?
This is Loco P.
I
dislike people. People are dying.
Please.
See, today I'm not joking with this conversation because our people are losing their life. This is not politics now. These people are losing their lives there. Don't come here and start giving me fake numbers. If you have a solution, bring it, and I will question it here. Let's see where I can justify it.
And I'll tell you, I've put the solution before.
All right.
I have put the solution before.
Nonsense.
Okay. Forefather, calm down. Let's move on. We'll come back.
People are dying here. You're just shaking your head as if this is a joke.
You are just playing. You know you're not serious. You're playing.
Listen, we can't afford to lose our heads right now.
It's ridiculous. I don't like people joking around. The solution is right there, and you can't see it.
Calm down, forefather.
Ridiculous people.
This area we're talking about is an area I grew up, so I know the geography, topography very, very well. If the soldiers wanted to intervene, they would have, because they are close to those places.
Exactly, my brother.
But let's leave it. Let's leave that. Let's go with Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, you have followed the videos we played. The defense chief of staff was there. The IG of police was there. For the first time, we have a good report from the police. At least they were able to defend their own police station when they went to be attacked. For the first time, normally what they do is they take off their uniform and run away. So are we going to see a new collaboration? Or just like Jago has said, what do you think is the solution to protecting our people who are, remember, put in mind, they all have been disarmed. They did amnesty. They said everybody should bring their double barrel, bring their hoe, their cutlasses. They went to give it to government. And now we come to this point. So how do you think the people can defend themselves from, further attacks?
KJ, first of all, before we talk about solution, you have to face the reality that we are right now. For forefather to say the reason why the military didn't go is because they might be ambushed. They don't know the terrain.
Which is wrong.
You see, I am surprised that this comment is coming from somebody like forefathers. A military barracks that is stationed in a state.
You don't know the
in
terrain.
A particular place in a state that they know the whole terrain of the whole area. The military barracks was not established on Friday that this thing happened. That military barracks has been existing for years.
That's where my school was, my secondary school.
I'm coming. So, you are saying don't politicize this, but you're already playing politics with your so-called knowledge of your security. You see, this is why I always say, all these people who speak a long grammar, I don't know how to speak big grammar, but I just say the fact. In every military station in every state, they know every terrain of every state where they are stationed. And for you to stand here in the public view to say that the military man support Diapra was just making a comment. When
are they saying, everywhere at the same time?
My friend, keep quiet. They are. That's how they behave. It's military strategy. Make keep quiet.
Yeah. Okay, calm down, guys.
Calm down. Military, you are trained as a military man.
Wow.
You are trained as a military man to defend the people, to hear, to understand. You are trained. And you are talking about people, you are sent to defend the people who doesn't know how to defend themselves. And the enemy came. And you say that because they didn't go, because they are afraid to be ambushed. If you are not to be ambushed, who is going to, is it me to be ambushed? If you don't know how to defend an ambush as a military man, why are you in the military? Why are you wearing the uniform? Why do we spend the Nigerian money to train you as a military officer? If you don't know the terrain, if you don't know how to fight as a military man, why should Nigerian tax money be used on your head? Send you to India or America or Britain to go and study military tactics. And you're coming here to let me know that they didn't go because they can be ambushed. And the people from Benue State, we just listen here now. Somebody, Madaki, is telling you that the different meters of difference between this military position and the people. And you're here saying what you're saying. There was not even a move from the military at all. And the KJ who is hosting this is telling you, in the night, all of us lived in Nigeria. At a very dead night of the night, if you drop a ball anywhere, the sound
knockout. See, Christmas knockout, honorary Christmas knockout. You know how far it
travels. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Christmas knockout.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Then you're talking about the sound of a gun at the dead of a night. You said the military barracks. Do you know military barracks? Not even local security. Military barracks did not hear the sound of a gun for almost from 11 p.m. in the night.
It's not a barrack, or it's a base. It's not a barrack. It's not really a barrack. It's a base. It's a military base. Not a barrack.
Hold on now.
These are special
forces. Both of them are
right?
close to each other.
These are special forces. But this is the point. This is the way I'm coming. Do you know why we are saying all these things? We are living in a country where nobody pays for consequences of their action.
Exactly.
Since the killing that has been taking place in Nasarawa, in Plateau State, in Benue, in Niger, in Niger, in Enugu State, in the whole places of Nigeria.
No chief of defense staff has been dismissed.
How many people in this useless government has been fired from office?
No chief of defense staff have been dismissed. No.
As we are talking now, are we supposed to be talking about the chief of defense staff and the chief of army staff by now? This man, who is the inspector general of police, whose time has expired, that this man is decided to live in there because he wants to protect him for 2027. He wants to use the inspector general for 2027. Was he supposed to be speaking as we are talking now, as still the inspector general of police in Nigeria? Because this is a country where no price is paid for people's silly, inconsequential decisions. The Pope in Rome was able to speak about what happened in Nigeria from Rome. Now, your government, this government that you support, this present government you have, there was nobody saying anything but the Pope in Rome on Sunday. My brothers and sisters, can we just stop deceiving ourselves? Because that military base that you are talking about, that in Benue State, by now, as we are speaking here now, The man, the commander of that base, by now supposed to have been fired. Everybody, listen, from the highest ranking of that particular place, supposed to have been fired. And I want to end with this question. Is it today that we know that we have shortage of manpower in Nigerian military force? Is it today? Is it today that we know that we don't have, and we need people more in the military? How you and me that is talking here, will you be ready to send your son to go into Nigerian military, where they have released the Boko Haram terrorists into Nigerian military? Is it the same military that you are going to send your son or your daughter to go and join to defend to defend the terrorists?
You are telling me population. Rubbish.
All right, thank you so much. In Nigeria is that we never want to tell ourselves the truth. And as long as we continue to claim that we know, and as long as we continue to say that that thing we think we know, if we don't do it, there is no other way to do it. Because I believe that this military base that is here today that couldn't defend these 200 and something people that was killed, there is no excuse for anybody is going to give me that in this particular place where this happened, there was a military base. And the distance that have been confirmed by the people from Benue State. Those two people that spoke in our right, I'm not from Benue State. I don't know, but these are the citizens. They are telling you before you. And you are telling me here now, no. They cannot be everywhere at the center. Why didn't they go where they're supposed to go? At least go one place. Just go one place.
All right. Thank you. Why? I have a real life case where that I lost somebody that I know in Nigeria last year. They were in a military base. They travel from that military base. They go out every day and come back. And yet they were ambushed on their way back. He lost his life. And you think you know?
They were going for leisure.
You don't know anything.
They were not going for any security. Whatever.
This is somebody I worked with. I know this person. He lost his life like that. They don't announce his name on TV. And you think you know? You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, hold on, forefather. Hold on, forefather. Diaspora vote, support diaspora voting. Yes, sir. It's your turn now. Let us hear. And I want to ask you a question. It was difficult for the governor to even put capability where capability is due, like the lawyers will say. Why is it easier for the Pope to say directly what is happening in Benue, and even call to the point where he knows that those people were being sheltered in a Catholic church, and that is where they went to meet with them? Why didn't he mix words to say, we don't know what happened, but he said exactly what is on ground? And the governor, who is the custodian of the people, could not even say that much. What is the reason? Is it that just like people say we are playing, politics with everything, or what is it?
Okay. This is simple, yeah. Look, I think hello, how you everybody doing? I hope you're all safe and healthy. Yeah. Okay, look, you okay. I think shows used to say something like it's difficult to wake somebody who is pretending to be asleep. You understand that? So you are deliberately, as in putting your foot on the ground, not to end insecurity because you profit from it, or because you need the people who profit from it for your benefits, maybe election time or whatever. So you allow them to do what they want to do. Now you see these military generals, these major generals and what have you, senior officers, yeah, they are corrupt as the politicians. They are corrupt as Tinubu, Akpabi, or whatever. You understand? They profit from insecurity. So now I'm asking you this question, now, providers. Now you know this rule of the soldiers, like obey the last order, obey the whatever they call it, right? So if your guy at the top refuse to do something, they don't burn you where you go do what your guys may not do. You understand? And you also have this you see this YouTube videos or short clips from soldier men in the war front crying that they don't have ammunition. None of them have ever said that we don't have population, we don't have manpower, we don't have whatever. They've always been crying of ammunition, that they are not given the necessary tools that they need. None of them have come to say, we have a power because of they outnumbered us, because of no, they've only been crying of weapon, that the weapon that they're using is most sophisticated, and they're their own. and they're still willing to go there because they believe they have the tactics to go there. If they know they are outnumbered in power, in manpower or whatever, they will have surrendered and turned back. And we have many of them running away of the Nigerian army year in, year out. There's this popular one now from Edo State that is trending right now. His name is his YouTube name is X-Man. He's online right now revealing all the secrets, all the dirty atrocities that the military people are doing. Revealing that they were putting the people were declaring him wanted. He's still in Edo State. He said they should come and kill him. His voice is coughing down, but he's ready to die and to release all the secrets that they are doing there. No time he has mentioned all his videos. Go and check. He's still there. No time I've ever mentioned that manpower is their issue. No time. They've always been talking about welfare. How they send them empty-handed to the war front with hunger, nothing, no salary, no nothing, no morale, no empowerment. That's all of them have been complaining about. And from what I say, telling me about boots on ground, as if that is a problem. Look, I've told you about this about mercenary. Yeah, mercenary, they are few in number. There can be 5, and they can take out a whole battle, a whole army in the country. Why? Because they are trained. You understand? That is whatever to take out number of people, no matter how much you are. So I've told you several times, number is not our problem. You are saying copy because other countries. If it's by numbers, yeah, how come they have other countries that have fewer numbers in population, but their GDP growth is even way far developed than ours? The GDP growth by height is far more than ours, but we have the numbers in population. Yet you are sitting down. That's just when a government is willing to do
have
nothing.
You looked at their security posture?
Listen. Have
you checked their security posture?
My friend, keep quiet. I'm asking you population-wise.
You don't bother to check, you just talk.
Just listen. Population-wise. Yeah, population-wise.
Versus the soldiers that they have.
Listen, oh shit. Okay, whatever. See what I want to say. I've told you several times. Look, what we need is tactics. It's willingness. Willingness to do what, not even that, willingness to do what you want to do. We have year in, year out. Tompolo came out, cried that the whatever they are doing in the battle of crude oil, that the military they are involved. So are you telling me now, when you have the capacity of the military involved in that kind of racket, so if you put 1 million soldiers in the Nigerian army, all of them will not conform under that Oga? Is that what you're telling me?
How do you think they do it in the cities?
No,
Mr. Genius, how do you think they do it in Nigerian cities?
Now, let me tell you,
can you even see that?
Let me tell you, if you have common sense, yeah, why do robbers rob mostly at night in the dark? Criminals, why do they do mostly in the dark? Why don't do it in the daytime? No, tell me now, why don't rob? Why do they do it at night? Why do they do it in the daytime?
Because darkness offers them a bit of security. But you should know. You should know that the Nigerian cities are more secure. Why?
No, not secure. No. Because they know they can easily get away at night. They can easily mix with innocent. They can easily hide.
Then why don't they come to Nigerian cities?
Oh no, listen to me. Listen. Wait. That means if you are a thief, I'm not a thief, but if you are a thief, you must be a very dirty.
So you think it's darkness? That's why they don't come to Nigerian cities.
I don't understand. How can you wait? So I will be a criminal right now. I want to commit crime. I'll go to where they will catch me. Am I stupid? That means I'm
so those soldiers they don't have fake weapons. They don't have substandard weapons. They are not corrupt. Those soldiers in the cities are not corrupt. You see how your argument doesn't make sense?
It's not the soldiers in the cities.
If I subject your argument to question, you can see the holes in it everywhere.
Listen.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead. It is not the city.
There are holes in all your argument. It doesn't even make sense.
Let him make his own argument. He allowed you to make your own. Let him make his own.
Listen, it is not the cities. Yeah, it is because they know if they go to that place and rob, they will easily be caught. 1, they will not succeed. 2, not because of military or whatever. Even the citizens might even give them hot pursuit or even defend or whatever. Not even because they are. And listen. Who told you there are more barracks in the cities or whatever? You understand? Who told you that? You only have more stations in the cities, more police stations in the cities. That's why division police stations. They don't go there because it's just common sense. I can't go there and commit it's like it's suicide. So I better go and do my stuff at night than to go in the daytime. I can't go there in the city because it's not common sense. So any robber or any criminal that wants to go and operate in the city, that means that more people there, must be a very dark criminal because you know there are more people there.
Let's move on.
It's not because of security.
There are more security in the cities.
No,
okay.
It's secure, not because of securities, because of the citizens.
Gentlemen,
the citizens that will be running for their lives. Okay.
Hold on, guys. Forefather, hold on. Thank you so much. I just want to, before I come to Tony, I want to let you know, Forefather, that the Fulani herdsmen have gone to parts of Abuja and kidnapped and taken people away. I know plenty of my friends who have called to say, look, this is what's going on. Estates, I'm not talking about this, estates, secured estates, where they have
police barracks.
Yeah,
military barracks.
That is low-level criminal. That's more like criminal behavior where they go and kidnap. I'm talking about killings. We are talking about 200 people. This in the slaughtered.
Forefathers. To kidnap
in the cities. You see that in the cities.
Let's move on.
To kidnap and to slaughter. Okay, there are two different things.
That one is crime. Now that one is crime. There's kidnapping happening in America too. So what are you talking about? We are talking about slaughtering people, taking land and all that stuff.
The one that they went to do in force headquarters, in defense, one military base or whatever. What is that? They have
let's go there. Let's go ahead.
Special operation that they carried
Tony.
out.
Tony,
you don't see that all the time in the cities.
You're a joke. Let's
hear from Tony.
Good evening, everybody. I beg, let us local P, I beg, take it easy. Just mind your language, please. We're trying to. This is a very solemn occasion.
That's what special broadcast.
This is a solemn occasion. It's not one for us to quarrel. We're trying to sympathize or empathize with people who are our brothers and sisters who are killed and those who are being forced, out of their homes. The tragedy of the situation is that, honestly, we have to put the blames where it should go. The people of Benue have not been treated fairly by the government. They have not. There are some of them who are in Cameroon as refugees, some in Chad, some in Niger, in their hundreds, and then we still have people who are internally displaced. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 3 years. Over many years now. Some people born there, some people don't even know where they come from. Lands have been taken, homes have been taken, and not just in Benue, Plateau, and so on and so forth. This has been a recurring decimal. So we really have a situation in our hands. If you go by the pronouncements of the various military chiefs and paramilitary chiefs, you would see that they are not finding it easy to deal with this situation. And it is not just that they are attacking rural areas or so on. They have attacked cities. They have attacked Owerri. They have attacked Enugu. They have attacked, Abuja. So this is not, we can't just say they are attacking outskirts and so on. No, they are daring now because they are armed. They have drones. They have sophisticated equipment. We've had soldiers themselves, rank and file, telling us. We have seen videos. And they have attacked prisons in Abuja and released Boko Haram people who are in prison there. So let's not try to trivialize this issue. The case we are dealing with, these people don't sleep in their homes. Some went to go and sleep in the church, in the Catholic church. It's a long stretch along the road. Yeah, water from the video that we have seen. People just left their homes because they feel their homes are not secure. So some are staying in the market, some in schools, some in the police barracks, and then some who stayed because they felt that there's a military base very close. So they felt some security. But the point is that assuming that there's no light, let us say there was no light. But the police were alert in the darkness to respond. But the military people were not alert. They couldn't respond and defend people who are their neighbors when they are hearing gunshots and so on. What are we talking about? They just went with ease from Friday night to Saturday morning, killing people, burning houses and so on. There was no, God bless the police people who responded, because it's not usually in the character of the police to do that kind of a thing. But they stood their ground and drove down, repelled the attack. They distributed, it was a well-planned, where is the intel? It was a well-planned thing. They distributed themselves. You go to this location, you go to this location, you go to that location. They knew that there is a military base. They knew that there's a police station. So you are left us what you leave us to think, to believe is that the signal has gone to the military base. This is my thinking, that they are coming. You guys stay quiet. Don't do anything. I mean, what kind of country is that? By now we're supposed to be hearing people being fired. By now we're supposed to hear people being court-martialed. By now we're supposed to hear people, going to jail. By now we're supposed to hear people, some of them are apprehended and arrested. We're not hearing that. We're hearing gospel. From now on, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. What kind of nation is that? Look at what happened here. A lone ranger here in America just went on rampage, killed 2 people, a husband and wife. Then, injured another husband and wife. And the whole country is looking for him. They're looking for them. They're looking for him. What are we talking about? The governor has come to say something. And everybody is looking out. The information is everywhere. If you see this picture, if you see this guy, and so on and so forth. And you say this is a country. That doesn't mean anything. 200 people, 200. Not one, even one is even too much.
One is too many.
200. 200 people. And the government is saying, no, it's not up to 200. Some people say it's 50. Some people say, how can you be so callous? What kind of government is that?
Stupid talk. Stupid
talk. What kind of human beings are we? What is happening in this country? Why are we like this? And then when somebody now says, I've had enough now, and he's going to go on rampage and begin to kill. They kill one cow, kill one person, and then there's trouble. But people are being wasted and so on. It's been on, and we keep preaching and preaching and preaching and preaching. I have said, listen, I'm not a violent person, but I think we have gotten to a point where this thing must end. People must stand up, like the generals have told us. You must stand up now and respond, because it's only when you do that. If you do me, I do you, like Israel. Then I think then this thing must stop. When they started killing Igbos in the north, and they send them in trailers and send them to Abuja State, and Logically was governor. He saw it. He said, no, I'm going to tell my people to retaliate. They sent emissaries to him to say, please, don't do. And that nonsense stopped. Come on, how can we do this type of a thing? Why? Please let us not come here and be talking nonsense. I think what we should be looking at is a solution. This is a joke that has gone too far, and there must be a response. If the government cannot do anything, the people should respond however they please. Because this country belongs to all of us. This nonsense must stop.
All right. Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate your contribution. Yes, Mr. Benson Emmanuel.
Yeah.
What have you heard so far? And from your own understanding, what should be the solution towards going forward? Because if we don't do anything, it's going to repeat again.
Mr. or Dr. KJ, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Nani Ike, good evening. Diaspora voting. Mr. Tony, Jagun, and the Nigerian government representative. Good evening. You see, the thing. The problem is this: we like to hide the truth. We hide the truth too much, and that is why we are dying. But have all of you forgotten what the former spokesman of Buhari said? He said the Benue people, they are either the land or your life. So who didn't hear it? Is it a secret? Up to today, nobody have arrested that guy. Nobody has asked that guy why did he make that statement. Either the land or your life. So since, as I said, since that time up to now, nobody have arrested that guy. And since that time, the killing has been going on. This, what they call it, these people need those land. The government you have, if these people are being killed every day,
and people are resettling in those lands, why are those people not being arrested? Where are you coming from? Is this their community? Nobody's doing that. So when somebody comes up and starts saying the governor should do this, governor should do this, the responsibility of the decision is in the hands of the president. That's the commander in chief. We hear many times the military said, the junior cadre said, the top hierarchy has not given us command to gun and the defend and the fight these people. We all hear it every time they said it. Nobody asked us to go and attack and defend this or attack them. So the people who are doing this is in collaboration with the top hierarchy, the government itself. That is why, let's say when five Fulanis are killed, you will see the whole both sides, everybody going to that if it's in Niger State and Fulanis are killed there, you see them going there, rushing there, begging them, giving them everything, giving them millions, giving them. But when people are killing the east or killing even in southwest, even in rivers, anywhere, you don't see them going. How many people have died in this Benue? How many people are dying in Plateau every day? Yesterday, it was in Enugu. The other day, people were killed in Benin, and it was a problem. How many Fulani killers? So Benin people killed them. It was a problem in Fulani land. So the thing is that we the South, we have maybe our politicians have sold us to the Fulanis, or that we are helpless, or that we are slave to them now. Because if somebody can tell you either the land or your life, Buhari finished, nobody arrested Buhari, nobody questioned him. He's postman, nobody questioned him, nobody arrested him, and people are dying every day. Even the governor cannot even open his mouth and say, these are the people killing us. Before we start looking for solution in this, these people that are killing, do you know this nonsense? Where are they coming from? Are they Fulani of Nigeria? Are they Fulani from foreign? If they're Fulani from foreign, where are they camping? If these are Fulani from foreign, where are they camping? Where are they getting the gun? And why can't the military destroy them? The military of the Nigerian military before, they went to Ekomog, they went to Liberia, they went to many places, and they were victorious. But in your own country, some ragtag people are coming to kill people in your own country. Keep quiet, and you say they don't have this, you don't. So we continue to deceive ourselves. You see, my brothers, this APC is to destroy Nigeria. This APC have people they pay. Those people they pay, they keep on going to Niger Watch. They go to One Man Watch. They go to everywhere to defend the government, to defend this nonsense. Somebody asked, when the Abacha was there, when the Bangla was there, when other people, Shagad, all of them, was Nigeria not having a military people? What were the numbers? And what are the numbers now? So what changed? What changed? Immediately Buhari came in. This issue of Fulanization and so started. This issue of either the land or this thing came. It's even unfortunate that these Fulanis will leave Fulani land, go to all the way to the east and start killing eastern people. It's unfortunate that they live even that place and go to Yoruba land and start killing Yoruba people. Go to that place and killing Benin people. Go to that, leave their place. Can Benin people go and kill Fulanis in Fulani land? Can Easterners and Easterners take gun and go to Fulani land? Can other tribes go, even Yoruba, take gun and go to those people's land? Why are these people not being arrested? It's only in Nigeria that you hear that terrorists or these nonsense bandits are arrested, and also after they had rehabilitated and also giving jollof rice, giving cars. It's only in Nigeria. Recently, the military put a bounty on to arrest him. He came out, and what did the military were with him? What do you do to a terrorist? Do you keep a terrorist, or do you kill a terrorist? Or do you arrest a terrorist? You know that this person is a real terrorist. What did you do to him? You leave him to continue to roam around to kill. We are negotiating with the terrorist. The other one they call, what is that his name? I forget that one. The other one that is taxing people in some villages. Up to now, the military cannot be able to arrest him. But let this happen. Let that somebody in the east act nonsense tomorrow. You see, the military will take it. They say they are making dancing, snake dance and nonsense dance, crocodile dance. That person must be arrested. So why is these people not being arrested? Why those that are arrested are also released? The problem is this: whether we cannot to tell ourselves the truth, or whether we cannot to allow ourselves, because we are government agents, we are paid agents. That's why we go to the different stations to start talking rubbish, nonsense. The thing is that these people, this is a Fulanization agenda, and the president we have today believe that he already said he will not fight the Fulanis, and he believe that if he fight them, he will not win. He will not win election. But you see, what these people are doing, one, no conscience. One, either they are drinking blood of, in people who are dead. I think they are drinking the blood. Because as a human being, you can't be, and your people are dying, you keep quiet because of election. What are you electioning for? You stay for 2 years. If you are lucky to rule Nigeria for a month or 2 months, you must thank God very well. Not to say I want to rule for 8 years and your people are dying. You only have this in the my brother, a black man for me is like the devil we are seeing. Most of the black people is the devil we are seeing. Because as of I'm here, I'm not from Benue. I'm not from any. Even if today things happening or in anywhere in the country, my brother, I don't sleep. I can't sleep. And whenever I wake up in the morning, I start watching Nigerian news, and what I see is nonsense, 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 nonsense. If you say let's divide, some people say why must we divide? But those small countries, Botswana, Malaysia, Singapore, all those places, none of their citizens will die anyhow, and the country keep quiet. But in Nigeria, it's like people. You want to live with people who love cow more than a human being. The Southerners want to live with people who love cow more than a human being. Are you people forgetting that recently the herdsmen, the Fulani herdsmen, this thing in Plateau State, I think Plateau State said, if you people want this killing to stop, this is what they have to do. They have to remove one police commissioner. They have to remove one army officer. Who arrested that guy today? Who arrested that guy? The man said, if you want this thing to stop, this is what the government have to do. Who arrested that guy today? The people know who is doing all these things. They know. The government knows. Tinubu knows. Chief of Army Staff knows. They know. The only thing that they have said, they have sold their people and sold their conscience and sold it to the Fulani tribe. So let's continue dealing on this until what my prayer is this. All those people that support this nonsense, one day let these Fulani herdsmen meet their families. Thank you, Mr. TJ.
You're mute.
Thank you. I was looking for that statement made by additional. But yes, go ahead, please, Javin. Go ahead.
Thank you, guys. Good evening again to everybody. I would like to spend special regard to my brother Steph, who we haven't seen for a very long time. It's good to see you. Indeed, it is quite somber. You know, the way that show began the show. Yeah, we can say yesterday now. In this side of the Atlantic, anyway. He began it in a way of reflection or somber nation of the fact that, man, we're still dying in this Nigeria. We're still suffering greatly. So, yeah, I'm thinking that we as a collective who know the show very well, we know each other very well. I think sometimes we need to be a bit more humble in our approach to these things, man, and use ears very well. And less of the umbrage, if you like, less of the kind of being offended, because we're talking about real things, man. From the comfort of being in the West, however comfortable or uncomfortable you might be, you see, there are general differences between myself and forefather in the way we discuss and where we come from in our general arguments. There's many areas where we could agree, we may agree. But sometimes I think because you come from a certain standpoint, you might miss the, I'll say it as humbly as I can, you might miss the elephant in the room, as far as I'm concerned. There's a way that I purport myself as a Nigerian, because I am a Nigerian and I care for myself as a Nigerian, which means I care for any other Nigerian, whether I like you or not, in actual fact. The position of Nigeria, and why I put my questions to you, was what you perceive as having a country or putting responsibility on a government that doesn't want any responsibility. I find this a real uphill battle that Nigeria has been fighting since its inception. And I'm not fighting that fight. It's just not the angle I come from. The greatest enemies to Nigeria are the Nigerian leaders in Nigeria. That's the greatest enemy. Again, anytime I look at Nigerian politics, it appalls me. It's appalling. Just on a regular, everyday level, appalling. I was most appalled when ECOWAS wanted to fight Niger. That was, I thought that was the lowest point a country called Nigeria has ever reached. And they were going to do this in the face of the public on a knee-jerk reaction. Bring war to that part of Africa. I mean, when I say war, I mean country by country, which I don't believe has ever happened. I think we've had civil wars, but we haven't had wars. We have had wars against countries, but again, those were quite politicized. Talking about Sierra Leone and Liberia. Now, what I say this to say is that, man, I don't believe that we're serious. I believe pontification is more our neighbor in our communication in the trouble that we're in as Nigerians. When I look at the country, and I know back in the day, the days of Abacha, the days of Babangida, the days of Idi Agbon and Buhari, there could be no Boko Haram or any of these Fulani herdsmen if, given the level of strictness that those army generals or officers were. When we talk about army, as stupid as the army has been, as stupid as the politicians have been, they get better the further you go back in our history. They get worse as we come forward. So, given all this, I think we must live in the real world. Given all of this, how do you deal with your government directly? Not to say that you shouldn't, but it's how. Because if they're telling you lies, if they are propagating a two rule scenario in the country called Nigeria, when we're trying to live under one rule, if they are not arming the security boys to make sure that they can do a good job, because I don't follow security, but I probably follow wars more than forefather. But I know forefather follows a lot of this security thing. Do you know where Africa is concerned? that it is actually Nigerian soldiers that give the greatest breakthroughs in terms of war. Forget what Nigeria has done in West Africa as far as ECOWAS. Forget that for a minute. There was a time, I think it was First World War, that they sent there was things happening in North Africa. I don't really know if it wasn't Ethiopia, but it was Ethiopia, Somalia, Djibouti, one of these areas where no army was getting through until they got the boys from Nigeria. During Burma, with the horrors that were going on in Burma, it was the Nigerian section of soldiery that went and made sure that they had breakthrough inroads into the enemy area. These are things that I followed. And it doesn't surprise me, this history, because we are Nigerian. We're made of something that is quite special, I suppose, if you look at it positively, in the humankind. Those people that call themselves Nigeria, they are acting within a certain power in this world, in the way they influence, in the way they lead, in the way that they will feed example, positive, good examples. These are Nigerians, as I know. But somehow, when we look at our own country, it's a pig of shit. And we get involved in the pig of shit politics that they offer us. And I find this bemusing. I find it extremely bemusing. You're celebrating your enemy, which is your government. And I don't know when we're going to get this straight, because I don't think we're going to purport any solutions without agreement on the fact that we don't have a government, we don't have a country, particularly this government was stolen. So this particular government has a lot of questions before it. Given that scenario, which is how it is, whether we like it or not, given that scenario, I, for one, will not, living in Nigeria, be able to follow all the rules that they have there. I living in Nigeria, I won't be able to follow all their dictates and rules. At worst, I would become a Lawrence Anini. At worst.
All right.
Wait. Given that I don't want to be Lawrence Anini at all, I would have to make my roads into, becoming some kind of Che Guevara or something, because I can't live like that. I can't live the way Nigerians are living and start sword fencing with the government or whoever is bigger as to, I'll give us some now, let me do this, I'll begging. In a country that is so wealthy, there's no need for any begging. No need. In Nigeria, I'm not happy with the way this discussion on this side started. I was much more happier with show's show, as it were. And this is not against you, KJ, for the way you purport the show. No, not at all. It is more about, are we still pontificating about questions that come in Nigeria's path, and somehow we use our mantra to answer questions that need a particular eye, a particular way of answering it, a particular heart for Nigeria. You need these things to answer serious questions. I don't believe, forefather, if I can say your name, I don't believe we can carry on with a mantra that speaks so solidly about security when there hasn't been any security for so long. It's not that Nigeria doesn't have the money, but they don't have the will.
Okay.
And when it's like that, you can tell yourself that this thing is written.
Okay.
It's written like this right now. This thing is planned. It's not like it just happened. We've got to think. We really got to think. I thank you for the time given. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The purpose, one of the greatest challenge that we have in Nigeria is that we don't even want to tell ourselves the real truth, which is the reason for what is going on is going on. Even if you decide to say that the Fulanis are of the ethnic stock in Nigeria, they cannot be running roughshod as over everybody. Even if you say that the Fulanis have a right more than every other person, the the cattle rearing is a personal business. It's not a government business, and consequently cannot now take a place where government is the one financing and supporting and creating avenues for them to go and do their business. Because other people don't take their businesses to other places and occupy people's forests and do all the things we are doing. If every other tribal, every other region or tribe in Nigeria is doing the same thing, there will be no Nigeria. We only have chaos everywhere. The reason why this is still going on is because other people have not come to the place and say, okay, we also will begin to do the same thing. Because you have, other tribes in Nigeria who, also do their trade. And when I say trade, I'm not necessarily talking about the Igbos, because there are other people who are fishermen. They don't go to the deep part of the river and go and live because they are fisher people and take over those lands. So we should be, very mindful when we respond. But here is, this Steve has not been around for a long time, so and he's enjoying the weather outside wherever he is. You're welcome, sir. You have followed the discussion. What will be your own contribution? Like Jabu said, do you have a solution to what is going on?
Good evening, everybody. My people, it's been a while.
Yes, sir.
I greet you. Much respect. KJ, well done. Tony, let me start by the other day you were I've been listening. I've been following the program all this while. But there was a day that you gave you recounted your experience of the Civil War. I was moved to tears. I wanted to join the program that day, but that was the first time I've cried in a very long time. I'm not making it up. I cried.
Thank you.
It just, when people talk about their pains and people pretend to understand and make comments, but nobody can feel it. And we have this problem in Nigeria that except the thing comes very close to you, you can only pretend to understand what other people are going through. I think there was a day once that I've actually made a comment about my personal experience with the Fulani herder stuff involving my junior sister, our last born. We lost her to this menace. That was 2015. It's a very long time ago. So this thing didn't just start today. And for those that said they operate only in the remote villages, this is a young girl that was coming back from the city. She was coming, but she entered Enugu late. That was where she met those people. She was molested. She was butchered. And she couldn't recover from the agony, the pains, and the trauma. And then she died. I am surprised that forefather acknowledged that we are talking about human lives, that people are dying. But while acknowledging it, he also deviated at the same time. Why are we fond of, I don't know why we're always fond of defending our oppressors, making excuses for them. I've not heard a press statement where the military said that the reason why they did not intervene is because they fear that they may be ambushed. They're in this panel, we are making up excuses for them. We are trying to justify the reason why they could not. I mean, I think that the same thing that somebody should have been calling for is let them be held accountable so that they can explain what happened, why they did not intervene. I'm not looking for how to make excuses for them. I mean, I'm somebody who believes that two things can be true at the same time. Because you talked about, I'm talking about forefathers now. He's canvassing that the solution is having more boots on the ground. Fine and good. It's okay to have more boots on the ground. Are you going to have more boots on the ground next week, next month, next 6 months? No, you're not going to. So the question is, why you wait till that government that love you so much, that care about your security, provides more boots on the ground? What do? How many more deaths will be enough to move you, to encourage the people to defend themselves? Maybe next 500 or 1,000? How many more? I mean, what is that number that will reach that you consider as that tipping point? Now I'm asking you, forefathers. Maybe 1,000 or 10,000. Maybe if they come to your village now and killed everybody, except your family, immediate family members, you now say, okay, this is the time to rise up, right? The people that are killed are people's fathers, people's sisters, people's mothers, people's children. It's not just numbers. We are saying the government have failed. People are trying to make you understand that it's not as if, okay, it's that thing that the government did not know that they ought to do. So let's remind them to do it. No, we're not talking about let's remind the government that we don't have water in our area so that they can give us pipe-borne water. No. No. That's not what we're saying, what we're talking about. They know. You are aware that they know. You said it yourself that they promised it. They know it's the right thing to do. But they are not the ones dying. It's convenient for them. That is the problem. You as the head of, I don't know, because I don't really know much about you, but I should assume that you have a family. You might have a wife and children. And if there is if thieves usually come to your house, maybe once in a while, maybe 3 times in a month and stuff like that, they steal, and maybe they've taken something that really pained you a lot, and you've been calling on police to beef up security in your household, beef up security in your neighborhood, and they are not doing it. And you fear that the next thing is going to be your children that they're going to come and take. You keep on writing letter to the government, right? To come and do it for you. If you have money to procure arms and protect your family, are you telling me you're not going to do it? I would really love to hear what your answer will be. You're not going to do it.
I think someone like me, obviously, because I am biased, I will react myself without considering the consequences for the greater good. But it still doesn't mean that the greater good
No, you've answered the question. What people are saying here is not that you should take the responsibility of the government permanently. No. Survival. In the meantime,
we are not going to survive.
Listen.
We've been doing that.
No, I'm still talking. Just allow me to rant. In the meantime, If you will do whatever it takes to protect your family, but you are advising other people to exterminate, allow their race to be exterminated for the common good. Whose good is the question? Whose good? It doesn't make sense. The first line of defense should start from the community. And they shouldn't even make noise about it. Because if you ask me, they shouldn't even register it even with the government or whatever. Let me tell you, when I was a teenager growing up, there were some, not like Fulani herdsmen, but there are some people that usually come to terrorize the community in the night. The way those ones are known, at a stage, they knew who the people are. And they know that they are connected to people that always release them if they are caught in so many instances. The community rallied round, arranged within themselves. They laid siege. This group, I'm telling you, sometimes they even carry transformers that belongs to the community. Keep the community in darkness for like months. They arranged. And that fateful day when they came, all of them were caught, sent somewhere. They pretended as if nothing happened. Even the people that were responsible for the operation, they never talked about it. When you hear about it like rumor, they say, wow, they didn't even know about it. It was sealed up, lip sealed. Nobody asked of it. Nobody asked question. That is the kind of common good that I believe in. That is what it should be. And that is where Jegu talked about legitimacy. When you have a government, at least if we have a government or you're saying what you're saying now, I will listen to you. If there is a government in your country, because that somebody is believed that he's elected to be in a position does not really mean that he's in charge of his governing. There's no government in that place. There is none. The person who pretends to be the president of the country have been battling with the issue of legitimacy for the past 2 years. Because that legitimacy is not there, that's why he's not even confident that he can even go it again and be successful. And that's the reason why instead of governing, he's looking for whatever he can do to make sure that the same way he came back the other time, he can come back again. So when you have a legitimate government who is interested in the welfare of its citizens, the people will know. Even if the problem is not solved, everybody will know that the government is genuinely making an effort to solve the problem. But the way it is now, except if you're hard in hearing, that's the only way you can pretend that you don't know that the government as it is today is not interested. They're not interested in solving the problem. They are not. Because I heard your president this afternoon. I played it over and over to know if I heard him well. That the Benue people, their leaders and their people should learn how to live harmoniously. With who? With people that came when you are sleeping to kill your people? I mean, oh my God.
All right, thank you.
That statement was ill thought of. How can you make such a statement?
I didn't want to stop you, but
they should learn to live harmoniously.
Yeah, that is the story that I hate the most.
Forefathers, if you are the president of that country, will you make such a statement?
Are you hearing
Oh,
me?
there are a lot of statements that Nigerian politicians make that I will never make. But I would like to share something because this topic is not like I've not dealt with it before. And the idea that I think people misunderstand the idea that okay, maybe I'm supporting the government in terms of the people not responding. Of course, that's a problem that they are not responding, but it still doesn't take away from the real problem. You have to know how to see problems at different layers. The first tier problem is that you don't have enough people on the ground. Now, I'm just going to play this video. KJ, let me take permission to play this video.
Don't play any video yet.
It's a few seconds. It's a few
hold
seconds.
Hold on, Father. I will allow you to play a video. But
KJ, please, 1 minute.
Wait, let KJ finish. Let KJ finish, please.
No, I want to throw in something. You see, if you listen to one of the politicians from Yewata, he mentioned a place in Nasarawa State where these people live and where they come from. So this is even outside Benue. He mentioned we know them. They come from Nasarawa State and they come here and they do what they're doing and they run back. And we know them.
No,
I just wanted to keep that in.
Let me say this. I listened to that. Okay, maybe it's a wrong person. I listened to a representative from Benue who represents one of the Idoma things, and that guy is fond of talking rubbish. Because I can tell you for once, I have some. I went to University of Abuja. University of Abuja is, some of the campus is in one of the forests that goes from Abuja all the way to Sambisa. And the security people in Abuja have constantly asked government, why allow this forest where you know that bandits come, armed robbers come, all kinds of people come. They can access Abuja very well. And they can go from Abuja all the way through Nasarawa, all the way Taraba, through Benue, through all the way up to Sambisa Forest. But even till this moment, nothing has been done about it. The only thing they did was to put an army formation in one of the councils, which is Kwali Council. I'm sorry, I say Kwali, Kuje, where you have the prisons. But the army was also there when these people came and broke into that prison and passed through the same forest, carrying all their victims. They come to release and went away. At least I was still in Abuja at that time. But I want to take us back a little bit so that you see. That's why I say we have to be genuinely tackling the issue. And this issue has been raised over time. And this is the question. This was the answer a government official gave you and I when this question was put to them. Let us listen to it. We'll have a lot to learn.
State governments or the governors can actually give lands for ranches, but is the federal government also concerned about the kind of consultations that may have gone on between the state government and the people living in those communities who have ancestral attachment to those plot of lands?
Ancestral attachment? You can only have attachment when you are alive. If you are talking of ancestral attachment, if you are dead, what does the attachment matter? What does it matter again? The National Economic Council that recommended ranching went around those states. It didn't just legislate it, there were consultations. So if a state does not have land genuinely, it's understood. Not every state will have ranches. You don't have to have ranches in 36 states. So if there's no land genuinely, fine. But where you have land and you can do something, please do for peace. What will the land be used for if those who own it are dead at the end of the day?
What audacity?
What else do you need to hear? What else do we? What are we discussing?
I don't know. What did he say there?
And that is my greatest problem, is that we know what the problem is, but sometimes we pretend as if that's not the problem. Me and forefather knows that the problem is not more boots on the ground. That the problem is not because there's we don't have more boots on the ground. It's beyond that. You heard it now. Did you hear it?
So you are taking one man's word for it because he said
no.
What did he say?
The evidence is there.
No, what did he say? I don't even understand the context because he just played the video.
Okay, let me tell you the context. Some years back, when I was a little, I think I was in primary school then. Some people rear pig in my village, and those pig can roam around everywhere. They can even come to your house. They feed, white pig. You know what they are, right?
Yeah.
Some others rear. One of my uncles rears goats. The goats roams everywhere. Even something comes to people's house, eat their cassava, constant nuisance. The goats, I'm telling you, is not like 50 goats, 200. Does that thing still happen today? No. Last year, when I was doing feasibility of study of starting animal husbandry in my village, the kind of money I need to buy the land that I'm going to need, 2 hectares of land, it was what made me to keep the project pending so that when I get ready. What I'm trying to say is that people have a way of doing things, their culture, which is also incidentally their business, for centuries. Society is evolving. You understand? But they want to keep doing it to inconvenience, no matter who is being inconvenienced. And there are people there who are justifying it. Does that make sense to you? So the people that are justifying pushing these arguments, are they not the ones who are supposed to pass a legislation that such things should not happen? Maybe give it like between now and 2027, whoever that is caught, this is the penalty. Use this 1 year to sort yourself out. We cannot continue to do this thing going forward. Times have changed. Those are responsible governments.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I don't think that forefather does not understand what that video was. But if you don't understand it, I will play it again for you.
Was it not when he said?
Don't play again now. It's quite boring. I don't want to. That guy was additional. I believe.
Even if you play it 50 times, what father is telling you now is going to tell you.
Okay,
my point may not have anything to do with that, and that is the thing.
No,
if
why
the
I
point
played
is
it?
about
Why I played it, forefather? Let me recap. Why I played it, forefather, is because he made a very pertinent question. He said, "It's either your life, your land, you give your land away, or your life will be taken away. And when you are no longer available, what will the land be of use to you?" That was when this land grabbing started. That's Femi Adesina, who is the special assistant to the former president Buhari, who started all this race to grab land.
Did you finish the video so that we'll get the full context of what he was saying?
I don't understand which one.
Femi Adesina, he spoke rubbish.
You don't need
for the whole time that he was there with Buhari.
You don't need another
Hold on.
The question I want to ask you, forefathers, let me ask you. If people don't move from the northern part of the country to the southern part of the country with their cattle, we could have other form of criminalities. But do you think we'll be witnessing what we're witnessing now? Like those people that are killed in Benue? There could be other form of criminalities. But do you think this one will be happening? So what is the easier way to deal with it? To recruit additional 1 million soldiers, or to make sure that people handle private business as private business?
I find it even irritating that a particular set of people, murdered over 200 people, and the president of your country says, "Go and make peace." I don't understand it for the love of me.
You are mixing, and I think you are deliberately mixing things together to create a kind of sentiment of resentment. And that's what I saw in Nigerians, where we look like people that have been doused with petrol and waiting to be lit and set ablaze. What you are doing is not getting us anywhere.
Forefather,
forefather, man. Forefather, wait. Before you go forward, KJ,
I asked to share information about something. He didn't let me.
Wait, KJ, please. Let me just ask. Sorry, KJ. I beg your pardon. Let me just ask forefather. Let me ask forefather a question as to what he just said, because I didn't see that KJ was being duplicitous in any way. He was making a statement confirming an issue, and you saw it like he was mixing up two. You know, because you have a point of view, and are you saying that that point of view that you have
and lack
is stuck?
understanding.
Is stuck in that position,
and lack
even
understanding.
when people are putting serious
You
things
notice how
to
you
you.
will stop me from talking, but go ahead.
Stop me from talking now. I'm opening up so you can talk, because I need to challenge what you're saying.
Don't worry,
You know,
I'll have
whilst
my own channel that the way I host that I'll be able to talk, because you guys won't let me talk, even get one idea across.
no,
Everybody
but
believes the same
you
thing, and
see,
that's why we are where we are. If
no,
Chabi, you all
don't, you
get
can't,
challenged,
no, but my friend, again, you can't say
where
that.
we are now.
Forefather, you cannot say what you just said, given the fact that you actually interrupted KJ to say what you felt that you was necessary to be said. You was the one who did
No,
the
you are not the only one that has interrupted me, to be fair. I'm
No,
not saying it's only you.
I'm not interrupting you for that reason. I'm interrupting you because of what you actually said, and I'll let you get to the end of it. And in what you said, you were trying to use, I don't even know what kind of psychology it is, when you're saying what gaslighting, I think is the way they call it. You're trying to say KJ was saying something that he shouldn't be saying because it was a mix-up. It's not a mix-up.
And I have my
It's
reason.
very straightforward. Tell me where he mixed up.
Because one, that video, you didn't get the full context of the video.
No,
Secondly,
you're talking about Tinubu statement.
You listen to that video for the first time. Some of us have listened to it when it was new.
Yes.
When it was said. So for the fact that you've not listened to it
more than
before,
5 years ago.
For the fact that you've not listened to it before, made you feel like there is more to it. And people that have listened to it when it happened, is telling you there's nothing more to it.
Apart from that, if you actually know that guy, you know that he was just a mouthpiece. He had nothing to say.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It may not even reflect his personal position. It may not reflect his personal position.
It's not his personal position, yeah. It's a
Bro,
guy.
I don't know where you're coming from, Forefather. I really, really don't. And it's quite upsetting, because at times when you speak, it suggests that you two are frustrated with the lay of the land in Nigeria. And fundamentally, with all the level of bad people that we might have in Nigeria, it is the worst of the bad people is the government. Worse than Boko Haram is the government. Worse than anything is the government. And believe me, if you're a Nigerian and you actually don't come from that point of view, then I think you're playing with your own life. You don't really deserve better, because you can't even
say that the government were not the worst. Am I not one of the first that always call them that they are basically traitors? I don't know what else I need to call them to let you know. Now, let me show.
No, wait. If you are there, if you are truly there, as I said, I've heard you say things like this before, which told me that you were growing in your mentality and how you think about Nigeria. Now, if you are saying that, then I don't believe you can go back, because the level of treachery that this particular government has bestowed upon its people over the last 2 years, and the fact that it is fixing none of the problems that we have that are very obvious to everybody, should leave you in that position as knowing that the government is a traitor to us. It should leave you there. And it shouldn't have you coming with some of the things you come with just based on an argument, based on you speaking your philosophy of security. No, bruv. It doesn't work like that. People are actually dying. No. People are actually dying whilst you are doing this level of pontification.
People just let me get 15
I don't even know
I didn't finish what I was saying.
I don't even know where
Okay, please,
the people,
guys.
the people.
This is kind of
One second. The people of Benue that came to ask the government what you said now they should do, they came out to ask the government, provide more security for us. How many were arrested?
They were tear gassed, and
how many were arrested? They were tear gassed, treated like criminals.
So
the people that did what you are proposing, the people that came to ask for it.
So are you saying because they asked for it, they were tear gassed, they should stop?
They should protect themselves.
They should stop asking.
listen.
They should protect
The
themselves.
Nigeria, listen.
Okay.
The
Gentlemen, let us
Nigeria
have forefathers' view now. Maybe
Can I
you should
just share
work with the
something,
government.
please?
All right.
Let me say this. Listen. The Nigeria security architecture have been hijacked, okay, by top military personnel. Okay. Now the Nigeria government are aware of this, and they are willing not to do anything about it. Yeah. So this military cabals, they've hijacked the system and they're profiting from it year in, year out. Yeah. That they refuse to buy weapons for these young boys, young boys who are willing to die for their country to fight these guys, but they don't have the weapons to fight them. Yeah. So no matter how much boots you put on the ground, nobody is telling you that more armies or more whatever is not good. No. What I try to tell you is like the top is not willing to fight it. So when you put more recruits, because you are not recruiting a major general, you're not recruiting what's it called, a major or whatever, top ranking officer. No, they are coming from the cadets, they are coming from the grassroots, from under, from beneath. So from there, once you put them, they come from beneath, you are already corrupted before they get to the top. You understand? So if like you put 1 million soldiers in Nigeria today, the same thing will still happen. Those people are handicapped, they can't do nothing because the top has been hijacked already. So fixing you have been asking solution. Solution is to put in a government that is willing, that can hire and fire any military general, any military top official that is not doing their job, ready to put them in jail. And the government of the day you are having is not willing to do so. In fact, the government you are having is even aiding them.
Why would they do that?
At first, they are available to be used.
Exactly.
Yes, they are available to be used to put them back in power. They will leave them to do their thing. I said, I just Tompolo came out to say the major people that are doing this bunkering are the military people. He said this several times, are the military people. Till today, no military personnel have been brought to book because they profit from it. Now, take any new recruits now and put them in that IC to go and protect the whatever. And the military at the top that have been corrupt is telling them, come up for there, don't go there. Even if you put 1 million there, a command can come from the top and tell that 1 million soldiers, don't go to the sea today and go and do something else. And the hijack will the piracy will continue. Then you tell me putting 1 million soldiers will solve the problem when the head is not even good. You don't think at all. Wait, you don't think at all.
I clearly
put the right people there.
Politicize the military.
It is not the numbers.
Can I just get the word? Can I just get the word in there? See, because if you are frozen yourself in a position of this thing, you are not going to want to see the truth. But it's okay. The truth is that when events prove me right, you're going to find out whether I'm wrong. Because there's no way you're not going to get past this one. What I'm telling you, if you don't do it, forget everything else you're talking about. Okay, let me just play this quickly.
Musa speaks on the sometimes slow response of the armed forces to distress calls.
The terrain is a dangerous terrain. Again, no roads. Now,
the terrain is dangerous terrain, no roads. Yeah. So the reason why I play this.
Look at what you are saying.
Hold on now.
The people they are going to combat. How do they get to that place? Oh my
God!
God!
Let me talk for a second. Engage, you're not letting me talk.
Are they going to wedding? Is he wedding they are going to?
Hold on, everybody. Hold on.
They're going to chieftaincy title.
Are you taking over the program? If you're taking, let me know now.
I just played the video. You won't even let me explain what I was trying to say.
No. You should have cleared from me. I am the one handling the
program. Oh, okay. I thought I took permission already.
Now, I won't play this. Please let us know, because if I jump in, it will be that you didn't explain. Why did you play it? Explain to us.
Yeah, I played the video to show you that I've covered this topic before about why military officials don't get to the location where incidents are occurring. He went on to talk about IEDs and all the problems they were having. And he didn't just say those things. I also had the experience of it where I know somebody, his mother died from suicide bombing. Then he too died when working with the military. He was in the military base and they go out all the time doing work. And on their way back, they got ambushed. He died. He was buried last year.
I want to ask you
July.
Please, who else in this panel believe that terrain to be an excuse?
I don't want to.
You see that? You see why would you go like this?
Hold on.
When your echo soldiers
wait, let KJ do his job now. How can you be interrupting like that? Come on, man.
Okay, hold on. Forefather, are these guys, are they soldiers? I hope they are soldiers, right?
Yes.
If you have a serious medical problem, who do you go to? And who provides solution to that? You go to a doctor, right?
Yes.
And a good doctor make sure that you get healed. If your car has a problem, you don't go to a mechanic you take your car to the mechanic say this problem is too much, I cannot fix it. Is there any mechanic like that?
Yeah, there's no mechanic like that.
There's none. So are you telling us now that an army people who do not pay tax, live in free houses and get free uniform? That's what we know. Now you are saying that for what they were trained, they cannot go on. Are they trained to operate in the cities?
No, I'm not saying they cannot, and they didn't say they cannot. They are saying
you
that
said terrain. You said terrain.
Oh my God! You wouldn't even let me finish. No wonder that video wasn't even finished. Because you cannot hear the full context of somebody's statement. I thought for 5 seconds you shut me up. Then you think you are going to understand anything. Go ahead, believe what you want to. You see, look,
stop lying.
Gentlemen, I beg you, let us listen to Forefather.
You are a grown man. Believe what you want to believe.
Forefather, go ahead. Let's listen to him, please. Gentlemen, let's listen to him.
So I'm not saying, I didn't say that he said that they were unable to do it. He said why they don't get there on time. Because they have to think about more things than normal. Our roads are not well done. The IED sometimes is used to trap them. They do that, and I've seen it because he killed somebody that I know. He killed somebody that I know. I'm telling you. That is how they lost their life. When they ambushed them, they scattered everywhere. The military officials scattered. He was running on his own. They were running on their own. They later on they went and found their bodies. These people ambush them all the time. You've heard of cases.
Where were they coming from? Where were they coming from? The people that
were coming back from where they went to do some kind of surveillance or something, returning back to base because that their base is quite secure. But on their way out and coming back in, that's the most dangerous time, and that's where they were ambushed.
Okay, so isn't it a shame that you have a terrain, that you cannot secure? You are going out, to check for something. Meanwhile, where you are coming from is not even secure, and they put IED there. They buried mine. Not that they drop it there. They buried mine there, and you are coming back and you stepped on the mine. Do you think mine is just something you throw on the ground and the mine will just dig itself and bury itself? You have to dig it and take your time and set it there carefully and leave the place so that no vibration will trigger it. Then you left there, some close to you, your terrain. Nobody can even, you can't even secure your terrain. Then you left your terrain. You went outside to go and do surveillance or whatever. On your way back, they took their time and buried it. Take their time, no noise, no vibration, and left it there. Then you came back and stepped on it, and you are telling me that they ambushed you when you cannot even protect yourself.
Obvious now. Even as you sit there in your room, as you sit there in front of your computer now, if somebody outside is planting a trap in front of your door, you will barely notice. And I'm talking about
Gentlemen. Can I quickly come in, please?
Why are we acting as if this is not real?
Wait, no, calm down. Everyone calm down. KJ, can I quickly... everyone, please calm down. Wow. Please.
And that is not even the real issue. The real
you see, this guy, remember you're a panelist with us, so please remember you're a panelist. KJ, I want 2 minutes. I need 2 minutes, please.
Okay, have 2 minutes.
In order, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Longer than all the submission I've given here. I didn't even talk for 2 minutes before I got interrupted.
Wait, but don't worry. You're still the subject matter here. Don't worry about that. Relax in your chair. Hold your position. We will be firing questions your way. You know, you just finished one answer. Now, I put to you, forefather, again, the difference between you and I. An army officer at the level that you just showed. I know we didn't see the whole thing, and I think KJ dealt with you well. It's not that you didn't ask, but we weren't clear what was happening. I didn't even know that was you doing that. Anyway, by the time that guy spoke, and wait, please. My goodness, people. By the time he said those couple of words and he made an excuse as to the roads are bad, my brother, that should already alert you that this government of ours
don't want to do anything.
Is not thinking. You can't use the terrain of the land, the way you, the government, have kept it as an excuse as to why you're not able to do your job. You see, for you to accept that in the first place is telling me how you're thinking. We are talking about a whole government where are running a country of over 200 million people who most of them are hardworking and have talents, and they are talented people. And basically what you do is to oppress them for them voting you in. That's what you've done for the last 40 odd years, if not more. Given that's the case, when we talk about education, we talk about health, we talk about aviation, we're talking about the things that matter to us in Nigeria in order for us to live our lives. None of them is working at a level that makes sense for any modern-minded person. None of them make sense, bruv. Yet you are trying to tell us that these things are making sense, and it is this same government that we need to appeal to for security. Bruh, this is where I'm saying that you have fallen down so low in your argument. You may be able to take on one or two of these guys because it seems like, you know, you may not, I don't know if you respect them or not. But my brother, same things have been put to you as to why we are on this side of the road. You haven't told us why you're on that side of the road. Maybe if you start from there, you might give us some appreciation of where you are, or you might be in for another round of blasting. Please entertain.
You just stop it. See, if you had watched, if I had played the video, you see that I was very furious with the minister when he said that. I was complaining that if he had people there, he wouldn't have had to travel through bad roads. The bad roads wouldn't be the problem because he would have people there. This is a problem. They keep making excuses with bad roads. To an extent, we are in the same place, but I just feel like the way most people argue it, they just want to argue it from the point of view of let's burn the government down instead of actually saying that people should fight for the right things. Because you have to decide that, okay, this is what we want. And when I keep saying that you need people there, you need people everywhere in the country. And I'm not just saying it, I can show you data supporting it. If I look at countries that have overcome insurgency, their security posture is nothing like that of Nigeria. You're not going to come out of it.
KJ, can I say something? All this argument of only two people talking. Where you?
Okay. Sorry. Wage war against terrorism. How did they achieve that?
Okay, let's go. Hold on.
How was that achieved?
Let's go around. Yes. Hold on, every other person. Hold on. And Mr. Ike, please say something. And after that, Tony will say something. And yes, we'll come back to Kene and then diaspora voting. All right. Mr. Ike, please, let's hear from you because you've been sitting quietly and sorry we overtook you with argument but now you can say something, sir.
I sometimes listen. Forefather was talking about a landmine set on the road of the military and the bad roads. Your government, the government you support, used 13 billion to renovate the conference center in Nigeria. He bought a yacht for himself. He bought how many cars for himself? And the military road, the military that are meant to defend, to protect me and you have no good road to ride, to drive to and fro. And you are here talking. A military base that went out to go and take whatever they went to do. The same road they fly every day. Knowing fully well that there's always going to be a landmine. That road was not just that day. And also, before you go into the military, there are two things that are waiting for you. It's either you quiet or you leave. That's the choice you make. So don't come here and begin to tell me as a civilian that somebody as a soldier, that is the choice he made. That's the contract he has signed. That's his job. If the government that you have, your government, if your government are not ready to protect these people that are meant to defend the nation, how is it my problem? But I don't know why we come here and begin to defend a military person who has taken an oath to defend his country. All of us live outside Nigeria. American soldiers are dying every day in Iraq and every part of the world. And when they go back to as heroes. Are they regretting that they went that war to fight? I don't know why we are dragging. They put landmine. They don't have this. If they don't have this, why the corruption in the government? Why are they spending money where the money is not supposed to be spent for? Why is the corruption everywhere? You use $13 billion naira to renovate a conference center that was built before. Do you know what 13 billion is? If 13 billion is invested in infrastructures to all the whole places that the military people they use to for the operations.
It's actually 36 billion. 36 billion.
Do you know what is
39?
Oh, 39 billion. Do you know what it's going to do to improve the security of Nigerians? How can we leave what is on the ground right now, and we're giving excuses to a useless government that even doesn't exist, a government that has no conscience for anybody, a government that are after themselves and their families and their cronies. And you're here trying to defend the government. You use so many tricks you use so many languages to confuse people here. I didn't go to school, but you cannot confuse me because I'm older than you. I've seen a lot before you. So even if I didn't go to school to study what you study, the wisdom that God has given me, I am 1 million miles away ahead of you with all your degrees that you have. Let's stop deceiving people when we are here. We are Nigerians. We are all thinking about how Nigeria is going to be better. Why every time you don't want to if they catch you from this side, you switch to the other side. If they come from this, you switch the other side. All is trying to prove a point that doesn't make any sense. They're trying to convince me to believe what you are telling me, which means that I'm working in my brain. Where is loyalty? Where is conversation? Where is understanding? We agree to disagree. If Mr. Tony said what is right, why don't you believe that is right? But no, you want to twist it to your own favor so that we will begin to argue unnecessarily.
Why don't you ask me for evidence then?
I don't need your evidence because every time you go to your AI, I do not need your evidence for anything. I'm talking about Nigeria. I'm not talking about Rwanda. I'm not talking about Congo. I'm talking about my country, Nigeria.
Your evidence is AI.
Every time you're trying to compare us with somebody,
it's sad. It's really sad because
a common, simple problem.
Because we discuss, we say we want to elevate ourselves, but we don't even seek evidence. Then we are done. You always grope in the dark. You're going to be reaching for the wrong solutions. You will never succeed. What is the point? And you say you love your people so much.
If the government of Nigeria, what happened in Benue State today, or if on Friday, we all have agreed here. Tony said it. My brother Owefi said it here. And I was the person who said that. People should have been fired. Some people should have been court-martialed today. But no. The Inspector General of Police and the Governor and the Army staff, do you see the security that went with them to Benue State? Because they love their life. They want to live. But they have gone to commiserate with people who doesn't have a people to speak for them. People that have been born their life like animals. Children that will be president of Nigeria tomorrow. Scientists that is going to come from every family. doctors that will be produced from those families, nurses that will be produced from those families, IT intellectuals and individuals and that should be produced from all those families. The generation has been wiped away, and we're here defending defending these people. That it is not time that the citizens of this country should rise up against this government. And you're telling me that it's not time that Nigeria should say that enough is enough. My gosh. Do you know how many hours, how many in my place where I am now is 10:39 is to 11. I can have so many things I'm going to do. But I'm here talking about Nigeria. You think I don't love, you think you love Nigeria more than any of us love this country? But I am here talking about Nigeria. My wife has gone to sleep because she doesn't want to hear this because she got crazy about it.
Wow.
And I'm here talking about Nigeria. I can go to bed. I can do so many things with my life. But all of us left every responsibility that we have.
Okay, why do I understand what you are saying, but you don't understand what I'm saying?
Let me just say this.
No.
I said something. I said something. Baba Ike, you said something, and you said it now twice. I would want to hear forefathers' response to the fact that nobody has been court-martialed, nobody's been arrested, nobody. Not just in this incident, but in so many other incidents. At least, as I said, somebody should be fired, whether it be head or part of the administration in terms of the cabinet, maybe this senator or that senator, maybe this governor or that governor, maybe this police officer or that police officer, or indeed one of the criminals that have come forward to kill. None of them have been arrested. Can you please give me your point of view where this fits into the scenario that we're all speaking?
Let me end like this so that I give somebody else time to speak. Your president, your illegitimate president said, telling the governor of Benue State to negotiate with terrorists, people you don't know where, people you know where they are, people you know that this is what their job is all about, killing innocent people. That was the telephone call between the man from Bodilon and the governor of Benue State to go and negotiate with the same people that have taken over a state in Nigeria, that are trying to destroy every living thing that is in that state. That is the state that your president said that the governor should go and negotiate with. The man from Benue State who was at Arise, who was telling you, the day the chief of army staff and everything said went to Benue State to speak to the elders, he didn't spend less than 1 minute. Even the 30, all the elders and the chiefs of Benue State who gathered to hear from him, he never spoke to them because he went to speak to the governor and he left. Do you know why? He cannot say, he cannot do anything because he's preparing for 2027. Because he already know that he have lost the North. And he doesn't want to continue to lose the North. Because if he do anything more than what he has done, that is where he's going to nail himself on the cross. So please, we know what he's playing up. We know what he's playing. But I am looking at Nigerians that if they should allow this to continue in Nigeria till 2027. Go for
all right. Thank you so much.
To answer the question, Jago asked, they should fire anybody that is not performing. Ministers, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to even choose any of them to run the country because he just lied to people again that they are going to solve the problem that he knows will never be solved with the way things are right now.
Who should fire them? Who will do the firing?
The leader of the country now, the president should fire them.
So for that, why should
he should fire himself even because he's the one that promised that he's going to solve the problem. He didn't solve the problem. That's what I'm saying. When I said the people should hold them accountable, that's what I'm saying.
So why should you, if you know that the leader is incompetent, why should you employ 1 million soldiers under that kind of leader?
Because by doing that, you are already thinking the right way.
No. So how that 1 million people that you recruited now by these corrupt army generals that have hijacked the system, How do you expect those 1 million soldiers now to change the minds of those hijacked, those corrupt army generals?
They don't have to change their minds. If they are, people are corrupt.
No. Sorry, when I mean change their mind, how do they change their actions by doing the right thing now? If recruiting 1 million soldiers will change security, that they at the top are refusing to change, how does recruiting 1 million soldiers make them at the top do the right thing?
We are in agreement that not 100% of everything that is being done in the military is corrupt. So if you scale it up, the same thing is still going to happen. You are going to get more security. You may even get more corruption, but you are going to get more security.
All right. Thank you. Listen, forefather, last week alone, the army released 6,100 and something new people into the system, and let us see how it's going to end up. But let's give Kene an opportunity to speak. Tony, I see you. Kene, you can speak.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Look, thank you. I love that question. See, I don't know why you decided to put your friend on hot seat. But let me continue from where you stop, right?
KJ, I wanted you to stop Kene from speaking because Kene is going to tear down and destroy this place.
You have an existing bad leadership in the army. The leaders are bad. Agree with me, right, forefathers? And then you recruited
all of them.
Some of them. You recruited other ranks that will go and fight terrorism. Have you forgotten that in Nigerian army, military, generally, they work based on command and obey.
Obey the last order. I said it just now.
Obey the last order.
Yeah.
Leaders. Now, let me tell you what is happening in Nigeria. You rightly said that you know someone that died. I don't want to say everything here, but I'm just telling you what is happening in Nigeria. If you want to believe something else, believe it. The military generals can be equated to criminals. I'm the one saying it. I will own up to this thing now. It's not allegedly. I am saying it. They are criminals, as it is today in Nigeria, from all of them from A to Z, especially army. They are criminals. You understand? Most of them work hand in hand with the Boko Haram terrorists. Whomever that is sponsoring Boko Haram is also funding them. You have the other ranks that are ready to go for war, to defeat Boko Haram, but they can't until they receive a command from the leader. Now, the leader will now inform Boko Haram, don't worry, my boys are coming on this day by this time. They are going to fly through this route. Wait for them and ambush them. Now, this same person, the leader, will come and tell you, forefathers now, that he is ready to go, but the terrain is so bad. Then you will have to fund him more. You have to give him more money. Mind you, he has received money from the sponsor, whomever that is sponsoring his evil movement. And then you, the president, will give him more money. Now, the boys, innocent Nigerian soldiers that want to secure the land, will now move to go and attack Boko Haram, and they will be ambushed. Right? This is what is happening in Nigeria. This war against terrorism in Nigeria, the only way it will end is see those generals, by all of them, take them out. That is the only way. If you don't, and mind you, when Tinubu came in, the first thing he did was to shuffle them, demote a lot of them, pick his boys, put there, so that they will be loyal to him. So whatever that you are doing, recruiting innocent Nigerian youth into Nigerian army is just to go and waste them. If you don't fix the head, if you want to start fixing, it must start from the head down to the tail. Who is their vice president? Let me even ask you. Does he know what is going on there? The answer is yes. Your vice president. Now, the northern leaders, I mean, not northern leaders, the Fulani political class in Nigeria. Do they know what is going on there? Yes, because what they are doing is a bid for expansion. They want more Fulani in the country. Now, wherever that you see Fulani attack, don't be deceived. There must be something very important in that community, either mineral resources or a fertile land to cultivate. You see those areas in Benue State where they attack? From, remind me, KJ, Boko, is it Boko?
Boko. Yeah, from
Yes.
Okum
Boko.
local government. Yeah, those sides.
Down to Taraba.
Yes.
Those are fertile land where
Very
you can.
where
Sometimes they will bring yam that is as big as you forefathers. I'm not joking. They do festival for yams. Big, mighty, giant yams. You know. Now, they want to occupy that land so that they will have leverage on agriculture. Now, move up to the part of Plateau State, Borno, and all that. Those areas that they are occupying today are filled with mineral resources. Now, this is the game plan. And whenever they attack, they must make sure they change the name of that community, install their leaders, and own that community. It's unfortunate that we are still believing that the army generals are going to solve this problem, because those army generals, a lot of them are Fulani elites. They are involved in it. They know what they are doing. Who is their president? He's a confused man. He doesn't even know his left from his right now. He's very confused, and that is why he's sending his wife to come and receive chieftaincy title in Enugu State, and he too come to Anambra to receive chieftaincy title. He's begging for votes. He's confused. Now, in Nigeria, as we have it today, Oga Ike, it's so unfortunate. I don't know why you are letting your lovely wife to get involved with Nigerian issue. It's so, I don't know. Somebody was saying that for you to really understand Nigeria, you must be a very crazy person, right? And I'm beginning to really agree with that. You must be a very crazy person for you to understand Nigeria. Right now, I'm very crazy.
You are crazy, oh my brother. Go on.
It's so unfortunate that forefather is not crazy yet. That's why you are still speaking like this.
I told you guys.
You see that very well.
You're not crazy yet. But the thing is like I said earlier here, it's coming down. Today is Benue. Who knows? Tomorrow, Enugu, Nes, Anambra, Edo, all the way to Lagos. It is, for us, it is our responsibility to fight this off, not the leaders, not the president. He's a confused man, like I said, not the military generals. They don't even know what they're doing. It is we, the people, just like the way they did it in Ghana. Ghana did that. I forgot when I asked you about Burkina Faso. Ghanaians put hands together and flushed them out from their community. I said it earlier here. There was a video going around when they would even go to the immigration office in Ghana to get a Ghanaian passport as Ghanaian citizens. The government would tell them, the immigration would tell them that you are not our citizen. Get out from this place. Fulani.
The former president of Ghana said, if you see any cow roaming around the street, kill it and eat it.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So now, just yesterday, as we're talking now, yesterday, on the street of Makurdi, they use there's this paramilitary outfit. Is it NDDC, whatever? Those people that wear popular thing.
Escort car on the streets.
They were using government vehicle
to escort cow,
paid, funded with taxpayers' money to escort cattle on the streets. Now, for you to fight these people, like I said earlier, because of this platform, you don't need to go and seek permission or license from any useless government. You, the people, must come out and protect your land. any way you want to do it, just protect your land. There is no
I think
aesthetics
you have
in war.
explained that.
Right?
Let me
Yeah.
address the point you made.
If you slap me, intentionally slap me, I can use akodo and break your head. I must not slap you back. Why I say this is because if the Fulani herdsmen, Boko Haram terrorists, decide to buy people, the people can use whatever they have to retaliate.
Enemies
Protect your land. Protect your land. That is the only solution.
I hear what you're saying about protecting your land.
Waste of time and energy at the end of the day.
I think you've been explaining for a bit. So let me just explain what you just tried to say, which to an extent there is some truth to what you are saying in terms of people wanting to move into certain areas. They want to be able to dominate it. I'm still waiting to see an evidence of a place that has actually been renamed. It would be nice to actually see that, because I don't like to talk without evidence. And I do, because I've seen that happen in Congo, where you have pastoralists moving to areas where you have farmers, and then they later on dominate certain areas, and it become the fait accompli. They are the ones in the area, they take control of the resources. But there is another layer on top of this. The layer on top of this is that these generals you are calling gangsters, you talked about the people that are funding them, but you never reference how they are also funding the Fulanis to come into Nigeria. The purpose of their action, what is empowering them, is those forces that are coming to take our resources out of the country. How do you deal with these type of forces? And if you say that the generals are, many of them are corrupt, that is true. It is a fact. If you look at the patterns, you can see it all over. No, please, let me just respond. If you look at the patterns, you see that in Sudan, you see that in many countries. And if you go to Dubai, you see where all our natural resources are going, including the gold that is leaving Nigeria. But if you want to deal with it, it doesn't mean that all generals are at it. There are different generals, and the larger you have security forces that you have, the less chance you are likely to have all of them be corrupt. There's a reason why countries that have large this military, they are less likely to commit coups. Why do you think that happens? Because if one guy just says no, you have a civil war on your hand, because it's unwieldy for one person to only control it. There is a mysterious reason why great leaders tend to be former military officials. I don't know why. When they come back to civilians, they do very well. I don't know the reason precisely why. You have to go with the data, how things behave. If you just say based on your own thinking, you're going to make a catastrophic mistake. That is what Congo did. What you just described that you want to do, that's what Congo did, and look at where they ended up.
Was there any former military general that came back as a civilian and did well in Nigeria?
No, not in Nigeria. I'm talking about this internationally. But the point you are making about people defending themselves in their own areas, that's what Congo did. It fragmented the entire country. They are operating with the government and chaos everywhere. Different interests are coming from outside, taking all the resources out of the country. It's already happening in Nigeria. What you describe is already happening in Nigeria, but it's not reached a scale yet. You are saying you want to scale it up. And that's the trap you fall into. You have to have the people
I think I have a clear understanding of what is going on in Congo, right? We have Rwanda on this side. We have Rwanda being sponsored by one country that I know very well.
Rwanda, there are many groups. That Rwanda group is just one.
So the Rwanda, they have their own boys that work for them. And even from the Congo, we have the opposition. They have their own boys too. And they work together with the boys from Rwanda for common goal, which is that mineral resources in Kivu area, right? And these boys are being sponsored by foreign bodies, right? And then using the Rwandan president that nobody has ever accused to be a dictator. He's a good guy, right? We know one country that always know who is a dictator and who is not, but they never called him a dictator, right? So they are using him to decimate Congo. And this is what is going on. Until my guy came in now, and he was like, hold on, I think I have to work with the president instead of working with the rebels. I have to work with the president. Working with the president, it will be like give and take stuff, right? Symbiotic relationship. I will get some resources and then I will give them protection. That is what is going on in Congo right now. And that is how they were able to have a little success in the fight against terrorism, because a sane president had decided to work with the president, unlike the former president that was working with the rebels.
Which president is working with the
All right,
president?
no. Let's not go away from what we're discussing. No,
Yeah,
can I come back?
That's fine.
Come back. We are paying our attention directly on what's going on in Benue. We will not deviate from that. Okay, having said that, we have quite discussed extensively, and I want us to start rounding up. So, yes, who do we start from? Who do we start from? Okay.
No,
Tony, you want to take?
We were saying Tony before.
Sorry. Yeah, Tony.
Before you give Kenneth to speak.
Yeah, Tony. I think it's Tony.
Okay, yeah, Tony. So go ahead, Tony, please.
And Obuefi is still here. Obuefi has not said anything. Obuefi can
Obuefi has spoken. Obuefi has spoken. He spoke for a long time.
Good to see
Tony,
you.
please round up.
Yeah, I just want to read something here, because forefathers was asking if we have any evidence of a place that has been taken over, and this is a member of the House of Representatives, Tessia Ubo, has raised the alarm that Fulani herdsmen have taken over 40% of land in Benue State and thousands of people displaced. And he goes on to say that the lawmaker who alleged that over 13 persons were slaughtered by the herdsmen on Monday said that their dastardly acts have produced more orphans in the state, blah, blah, blah. Well, trying to find out. He further accused the Fulani herdsmen of a deliberate agenda to grab more land that belonged to Benue people and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's a long distance, but I was trying to look for specifically a place where it said that they have taken.
They actually take land and renamed it. Because I asked somebody that is from Benue. He said he has not seen anything like that before. I was working with this person.
Okay,
I asked that question.
Forefathers. If you give me the assignment, I know that KJ can even produce it.
Yeah.
As far back as 2012, I was in Nigeria then. I had a friend that's from Plateau State. He gave me about 3 different local governments.
In fact, let me even put it on record.
Do you understand? So I want to believe that, forefathers, that you know more than you ask here.
He gave you. No, I will ask. I know somebody that is from Benue. In short, I know more than one. I will ask all of them, and I will.
I'm not talking about Benue. No, I'm not talking about Benue. I'm talking about Plateau.
Plateau. Okay.
I don't know that from Plateau. I am an indigene of Plateau State. Understand this, right? I'm an indigene of Plateau State.
Man, how do you manage to come from Plateau State? That's impossible.
I'm telling you, I have my certificate. I have indigenship certificate of Plateau State, right?
What?
And yes, I do. Do you understand?
Is that possible? Okay, so
yeah, it is. It is. I'm telling you.
It's fraud.
Actually, right? No, not fraud. I've had an Igbo guy that was recruited in one of those military stuff as a Plateau State indigene, right? But he's an Igbo guy, right? Now the thing is, as we are having this discussion today now, about 64 communities in Plateau State has been taken over by Fulani herdsmen. Have you asked yourself, those people that are in the camp right now, the refugee camp, who is staying in their community? Fulani herdsmen are occupying the community, while the citizens, the indigenes, the owners of the land are in the refugee.
Okay, gentlemen, we need to close because
I don't know about that one. I will try to find out about the Plateau.
My brother, what are what are those camps built of? They're built on displaced people now. Sometimes forefather, bro.
But the
You
people
go
that
too deep.
sorry, Siri,
In fact,
the people that take over the land are the people that are stealing their resources.
Let me
The
tell
people
you
that are
something.
mining it and taking it to Dubai with the generals and all of them.
So that's when you know that there's a plan. There's a plan between the elites
It's
and
even
those
happening
that
in
are
Enugu
mucking
State.
around
This thing that we're talking right
in
now,
people's forest.
this thing that we're discussing right now is happening in Enugu State, where the community
There's a plan, man.
dwellers
Come
have been
on.
sacked
I just need to
from the
know
community,
anyone
and Fulani
that
are
is
guarding
officially
the
named
extraction of coal
Fulani
in Enugu State.
village that was taken over. I want to see one.
Father, in 1999, I think we did an interview with Emmanuel Kure, Prophet Apostle Emmanuel Kure, and he told us a sad story of how Kafanchan was divided into two, and the part that now is occupied by a certain individual. I don't want to call their name. The emir there now has a title called Emir and Jema. I've told this story before. They were not originally there. They came as settlers who want to sell their animals. And this story was told by Apostle Emmanuel Kure. And he said, and eventually it became a problem. The reason why you had that serious clash that was led by General Zamat, okay, what's the second name now? So these things have been
Zamani Lekwot.
Zamani Lekwot. These things have been ongoing. It didn't start today. It is deliberate. We know it. Let me say you are looking for names. I want to give you another name. You see, Chim, where Chim came from, the original map where the Fulanis want to take over. Chim's village is inside. I said it on this program. I have their demand, the pieces of land they want. And why is Chim's village in it? Chim's village has a very fertile land with river going around it, going through all the communities. So that is in the plan where they want to take and do Ruga, that village. So these things are there, my brother. There are documents to prove these things. I don't know why we find it difficult. If you want further evidence, you can go to the Abuja Declaration of 1989. Okay, the conference held in Abuja, and what is made. The document is in the internet. It's not a secret. So let us not go too far talking about this thing. But let us round up because we cannot end.
Okay, let me
11 o'clock here.
Let me give my closing remarks.
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to give forefathers the benefit of the doubt. But if you ask me, I will say that he knows more than he's asking for. You know, he's just being sometimes mischievous, sometimes for the sake of argument. You understand? But I believe that somebody who takes interest in researching certain things like forefathers cannot tell me that these questions he asks about events in Nigeria, that he doesn't know them, and that he cannot make effort to independently investigate, and not based on when you say something here, you tell you, I've not heard it before. I don't believe you. Because the issue of the unrest in Plateau State, let's not talk about Benue. Plateau State have been ongoing for more than 20 years. So anybody who is enlightened like you telling me that you are not aware of certain things when we talk about it, no, it's not adding up. Anyway, I think I want to cut some slack for Tinubu, because the part of the country where I came from, the problem that we have that area is actually the so-called political leaders or the governors. Why I say that is because there is this stupidity that fills the mind of anybody that is elected a governor in Southeast. There's this feeling that all of them usually have, that once I'm a governor, I stand a better chance of becoming a vice president of Nigeria one day or becoming a president one day. And because of it, I don't want to do anything or make any utterance that will pitch me against the northern elite. So that's the reason why all of them, starting from Hope Uzo Dinjo, and what's his name?
Soludo.
Mba, Peter Mba,
Soludo.
even Soludo. Their predecessors, the same thing. The people that are going to succeed them, the same thing. Each of them always believe that I'm just a step away from being the president of Nigeria when I finish my tenure, or being handpicked for vice presidential tickets. And if I do anything or say anything to protect my people, I'm going to be in the bad book of the northern oligarchy. Not that they don't know the right thing to do. They know. But they don't feel the pulse of their people. So,
sorry, I'm cutting. How do we get out of this mess? By way of your summary, what do we do? How do we get out of this situation?
See, whenever it's going to happen, I don't know when, but I will tell you the event that will bring succor. But when it will happen, I don't know. Anytime it's possible in Nigeria for you to have a free and fair election, where the will of the people will matter. Take, for instance, assuming that in the last election in Enugu, that the will of the people eventually mattered, the person of the Labour Party, not because he's a good person, but assuming that he entered that office because it's obvious to everybody that is the will of the people that put him there. He would have known that whatever decision that he takes, that the people consider not to be in their own best interest, that they are waiting for him. Do you understand? He will know that they are going to be waiting for him. So he will not know that he's not beholden to any other interest other than the interest of those people.
Sometimes, not really.
No,
I think I have answer for Tony's question.
It happens. So that
because
is it.
I'm using like
before that one happens.
For instance,
it still boils down to that thing I said earlier on, how we settled similar issues in my community 15, 20 years ago. You understand? Those things are not usually discussed in the public, and nobody ever agrees that it happens. It happened. You understand? But I'm afraid that presently there's going to be too many saboteurs.
Okay.
You wanted to say?
Tony, I wanted to answer. I wanted to answer Tony's question, right? Yeah, briefly, just a minute, right? You asked, how do we get away from?
I don't want to cross 3 hours, please.
No, just 1 minute. How do we get away from electing those leaders, those governors, like especially Southeast, that will come up tomorrow and have this notion that they will be, that they have a chance of becoming the president and thereby staying mute to, evils going on? We should try to avoid any candidate that has a godfathered candidate, if there is anything like that. Someone like the governor of Benue State, that we know his godfather is Dave Umai. Somebody like Peter Mba, that we know that his godfather is the other guy. What's his name? The doctor, the medical doctor. Someone like
Soludo has no godfather.
He has a godfather, Ato Eze. That we know that his godfather is Ato Eze, right? So, but we have, on the other hand, we have Oti that has no godfather. You see what he's doing in Abia State. So, first and foremost, any candidate that we sense or perceive that has a godfather, avoid that candidate. He will turn out to be a bad guy.
Why I said I disagree with Steph when he said no godfather is I used Edo State for instance. The previous governor. No, that was senator. I mean governor. The previous governor, which is Obaseki now, there's Godwin Obaseki. He was in APC. Oshomole was his godfather. He fought Oshomole, fought all of them, stand still, and he crossed over to PDP and he won the election. By so doing, he is not the number one in the state. He has no godfather, PDP in the state. All the PDP that received himself are even like some, like not up to him. The strongest one would have been the PDP chairman than Obi at that time, but they had a fallout, so he had no godfather. But still, what did he really do in those states?
No, he started off with Godfather. So when they parted ways, the Godfathers now team up to fight him to make sure that he never succeeds.
So that's not having a godfather is not really a key for performance.
Well, if you don't have a godfather, if you refuse to have a godfather from the onset, that means you have a greater chance that nobody's going to team up to fight you. You know? It's like Fubara that started off with Godfather and he wants to be a smart guy. You see what the Godfather did to him? Because your Godfather will always see you like as his boy, you know. He's my boy now. I know his ability. I can feel it.
All right. Okay. Let's move on. Tony, have you done your remarks?
I think I don't tire for Nigeria.
Yeah. All right.
I'm completely exhausted. You know, I'm very angry. I don't want to say things I shouldn't say. So this one, but just to say that this is beyond prayers, and now we have to act. That's what I say. We have to do something. Thank you.
Yes, Jagun.
Well, that small submission from Tony was pretty deep. You know, it was pretty deep, quite fundamental, and I believe that this is the area where Nigerians should be. We should be all very angry. We should be all speaking through our anger, because you know this way we have of being polite, not making any mistakes, ruffling the feathers, man. It doesn't satisfy me in the least. You know, when I hear Nigerians speak, as much as there's eloquence and there's ways of studied speech, and it's boring, man. It's boring, and it tells me that we still don't know what we're doing in that country. You know, there's a time when every culture in Nigeria, at least I don't even want to just speak about Yorubas. Every culture in Nigeria has a lot of dignity inside it. They have culture that suggests very varied positions of authority, of practice. You know, there's a word we used to. The name Adamo, which is my surname, it is my grandfather, and he was a carpenter. And prior to that, we have people who are craftsmen. They carve wood. They're very good with wood. You know, all I'm trying to say is that there are so many varied jobs within our cultures, and within those cultures, I know that the way we behave as a Yoruba people, and I believe as a Nigerian people, justice is a very strong part of our notion and belief. And for Nigerians to have subjugated and substituted their culture of morale in such a way as to change for English and Englishness. I'm going to have a cup of tea. It's going to be an Earl Grey. Yeah? I'm going to read a newspaper. It's going to be the Telegraph. By the time you begin on this trail as a Nigerian, basically you're reading all the wrong documentation. You're involved in areas of conversation that have nothing really to do with where you're coming from. So really, Nigeria has been ransomed on a very large level, to the point that those who are so angry that they can't speak, I understand it. It's because you come to a point where you have to be speaking such deep truth that you know you're going to upset people. You know that you're going to upset me. I'm somebody who's on this channel. I know I upset a lot of people, but people should also understand that me, I don't care that you're upset. Really, I really don't care. I could move on. You know, by the time I switch this thing off, you're all gone away. Not to say that I have affection or feeling for anybody, but that's the reality. So when me, I know I've upset many people, but I don't upset anyone because I'm trying to dig a hole in your heart. I'm upsetting them simply by telling my own understanding and truth about what's going on in that horrible country.
All right.
And I just want to round up with that understanding that look, us lot, you know, the fact that it seems sometimes that forefather is not on the same page with everybody else. You know, there are 8 people here, and forefather stands as the other one out. I don't know why he likes to do that, and I'm not saying that he should join if he doesn't agree. I don't like that either. However, we have all got to get on the same page. We've all got to get on the same page to have any leverage on what we're going to do for our people in Nigeria and for that country, Nigeria, if it's to be saved at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Support.
Oh, is it me? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is it me?
Yes.
No. Can I can't speak again? You finish. Let's say about you be talking.
Yes.
No, Mike.
I only responded to Tony's question, but it's okay. It's okay. I can speak. I can. It's okay. I will go last. No, Allah.
So who's speaking? Is it me, KJ?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, couple of things I want to say anyway.
No, don't say a couple of things. You're just rounding up. Just 2 minutes.
No, I'm rounding up. Yeah, you're very quick. You're snappy. I'm just touching on that. First thing first, I want to say we know the middle belt when it comes to agriculture, yeah. And I might also want to say this thing might be far beyond what we see. And it might also be like coming from external, you know, trying to control the food productivity in Nigeria, whereby if we lack food, yeah, people who are in charge of GMO seeds might kind of, you know, give us this seed now to plant, and if they don't give us the seed, we cannot eat. So that might be one plan, you know. What we're talking about. Sorry?
I agree with you. With you.
I'm talking about external forces because nobody will just wake up in the night and say, no, our agenda is how to destroy farm. Let's be scattering farm. What the farm does, they produce food. So if you don't produce food, yeah, you can capture people. And when you capture people by having them not producing food, you will only be at their mercy to give you seeds to plant because you cannot produce. You know, so that is one possibility. Then 2, the rate at which the Reverend Father, you know, Poplio got that message was too fast and exact. And like, what kind of news is that just travel faster? Chapter. The Pope, new Pope that have many things to do, he has got it done. No. What kind of foul play is there? That Pope cannot get that news at that speed. So there's one question mark in that, you know, that aspect. I'm looking at that. Then for the part that Mr. Tony said he will not speak to, I will speak it for you. Yeah, you've said it before. You do me, I do you. Yeah, and this idea of jungle justice that everybody is shying for. You understand? What is the meaning of jungle justice? It doesn't have a meaning. You're only the one who put a meaning to it. If the word said jungle justice is bad, it doesn't mean that your own way it is bad. You understand? If the reprisal attack that happened in the Edo State, you understand? Since it happened, we've not yet pinned anything that's full and ESM there anymore because now it happened, and those people like, oh, these people are rugged, let's not go there. But if these people that we are doing this to, they only cry and they don't do anything, we can go there again and again and again. It happened in the middle belt. They've taken their community. It happened in Benue right now. They take their community. Any go the same thing. So if we give them a taste of their own medicine, just the way it is done in Edo State. If you like, you call it jungle justice. That is your definition. You understand? In Islam, there's a place where they bring people outside and they stone them publicly. That is also supposed to be called jungle justice, but nobody's condemning it. They call it their culture. Yeah. So if you call it their culture, you fuck up and they stone you publicly. It's also it's as good as you fuck up, I catch you out, and I give you your own medicine. I don't see what's the meaning of jungle justice when it comes to this particular situation whereby they attack you and the government over and over and over, and the government refuses to do something. And if you do anything, it's called defending yourself. Let's not give it a bad name because we want to destroy that, condemn that act. of saving yourself, and we call it jungle justice. For me, that is a bad scenario. If you give the government 1 chance, 2 chance, 3 chance, sorry, you have to do what you got to do. And to forefathers that are saying about military, whatever, I see no reason why the people who is attacking you, their AK is up to AK 1000, AK 500. That is the grade of ammunition that they are using. You are still left using AK 47. In fact, you have people reduce your own ammunition to AK 20. The people that is fighting you, they are using AK 1000, AK 5000. They are upgrading their weapons. You are using them. You are telling me having more of us to be using AK 20, AK 10, AK 5. We can match battle with people that are using AK 1 million, AK 500,000. We will know what they are using is far better than us. So my brother, population is not the issue. We should match the energy for energy. If they are using AK 1000, we should be seen with the empowerment of the government by using AK 2000. If they are 3000, we should be seen using AK 5000. We should always be ahead of them, not waiting for them to strike, and we'll be playing catch up. So that is just my take for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Ike.
KJ, thank you, and thank you for every one of us that are here tonight to share the pain and the agony and sorrow what is going on in our country. None of us is happy what is going on. Sometimes it can be emotional. Like Kene said, why do I have to allow my wife? To be honest with you, it was my wife who told me that there were 200 people that were killed in Benue State. I was asking me, my husband, what is going on in your country? What is happening in your country?
She will catch you.
You know, what is going on in your country that people that are sleeping in the night in their house, we are murdered and set ablaze like animals? What is going on in your country? You know, so you see that it is something that is affecting the emotional and the mental well-being of a lot of people around you because it's not funny, right? So, but I just want to thank all of us that we are able to. We will keep talking. Anybody who told you that our talking doesn't have effect, go tell that person to hit a transformer. We will keep talking, and our talk is doing something, in the midst of our people. And also I want to tell my fellow Christians in Nigeria and here, I said it here before, that as long as I know as I'm a Christian and as a preacher of the gospel, I told them that God has left the Nigerian pulpit. Every church in Nigeria, God has left their pulpit. Anything they're doing in Nigerian churches today is that it is their own spirit that is in their pulpit. God has left Nigerian churches for a very long time. And unless Christians make a U-turn. And finally, I want you to know that we don't have a country. Because we are, at the end of the day, that the man from Babylon, always when he he didn't address Nigerians on the day of democracy, but he went to the National Assembly and they were singing, "On your mandate we shall sing." And Nigerian national anthem has gone. So we should take it as the national anthem. On your mandate we shall sing. So I am challenging Nigerians that anybody that has anything to do with APC, that 2027 is going to be Nigeria against APC. So if the whole governors in Nigeria decide, let them join APC, no problem. If all the whole senators in Nigeria, House of Rep, let all of them join APC, that party is already started today. It's going to explode, right? So I want you to know that this talk is not just for fun. We want to recover our country. Like support diaspora said, if they have 1,000, we take the one of 2,000. Because the government have decided to collude with the people that are killing our children and our families. So we should be able to defend ourselves. Thank you, KJ. And I pray that all of us have a blessed night. God bless you all.
Amen. Thank you so much. Yeah, forefather.
So, okay.
Yeah, I've been doing some research Wefi was trying to accuse me of knowing stuff that I don't know of. So I was just doing some research. It appears, based on the research from NGOs and Christian organizations, that there has been renaming of local government areas, that's these villages and hamlets by some Fulani herders. And there seems to be an element of denial from both sides. The Muslim side is saying, "Oh, is out of certain stuff." The point is that I don't know why nobody has bothered to actually go on the ground and investigate these things themselves and bring it out and share it with Nigerians, so Nigerians see that people that used to live here, you show the pictures of how you used to live here before, and now these Fulanis are living there now. You see the kind of outrage you're going to see in Nigeria. Nobody has done that, and I don't know why. So that's why I think maybe what people are saying is true. And to be fair, it's happened in Rwanda. Like I said, it's not entirely unheard of that pastoralists, people that like Fulanis, will come in and take over territories from other areas. They do that. But I think by and large, at the core of this are people that are seeking resources. And that's how they did it in Rwanda too. It's the same playbook. They took pastoralists and put them in the midst of farmers, and they took some of the land and they expanded their stake of those lands, and then they start claiming control of the resources in that area. That is a problem. And our Nigerian government are seeing it, and they are not doing anything about it because many of them are in cahoots with it because they don't want to stand the country up. Instead, they want to stand the country down. And when I say they need to recruit more people, it's a kind of symptom that says you want to do the right thing. Because if you want to do the right thing, that's what you're going to do. You're going to take over all those areas. Why would bandits have the time, or Fulani will have the space to come and push villagers out when there are law enforcement people around there? And if there are people that are doing some of all these things, they need to be held accountable. You can also argue that why are the people that are supposed to be affected by these things not getting the evidence out for people to truly see in a convincing way? Bring it on TV, say this is our house that we used to live in. There's a picture we took. We are not there anymore. It's Fulani that has taken it from us, and this is when they did it. Why have we not seen that? I really hope that can happen, because personally, if I had the resources, I would try to send somebody there myself to go and check it out, so I will see it for myself.
Forefather, sorry to cut you short. Recently, what was that recent? There's a recent killing sometime this year in Plateau. I heard one of the women they were interviewing. They're saying that now they are in IDB camp, that Fulanis are living in their house, that they are occupying their house. So I don't know. I think you should be listening more. Take out more time to listen to more of Nigerian news.
I listen.
Please,
what I don't get is evidence.
Father, please, let's not prolong it.
No, sorry, KJ. Now I have to say this. Now you have to get evidence.
I'm talking to you. I just told you that as at 1989, I did what's his name? Apostle Prophet Emmanuel Kure called the press, which I was there, and he told the story. I'm not saying I said 89. 98, 98. Okay? It was a big press conference. He told the story of what happened and how that land was now taken over, and that local government has been called, given a different name. And the emir appointed there is called Emir Jama. What are you saying now?
I hear what you're saying.
IDF camp is an uncomfortable place. Why would anybody choose to live there and not go back to his community?
There are many other stories. In fact, these stories have been on the what are you saying now?
I'm saying that because hold on. I'm saying that because
if it truly happened, if it truly happened to you, if it truly happened, like say maybe investigation. Leave what he said now. If it truly happened that they are there, what will happen? That the Fulanis are settling down there, what will happen?
Nothing.
They will have to be
the one that the Reverend Father did.
Sorry, you can't
they
take people's
Father
land.
did.
Oh,
What
sorry now.
happened?
Let me say my own piece. You
You
can't
call
take
anybody, forefather. Let's end it here. You call anybody you know from Kaduna State and ask them how many land have been, how many communities have been taken over by Fulanis.
So let me do my own rapport.
The only
right?
person that asked told me they haven't,
Yes.
so I will find out myself.
Yes. Okay. I need to just wrap up.
If it happens, what will happen?
Question
And when you find
and
out,
you find
What will
out,
happen?
Ran out of
and you
time.
find out, then they have to be moved out. You can't take people's land
when
in this
you find
country.
out, be honest enough to confirm it here.
Okay.
No,
Yes,
Forefathers.
I will find.
Yes, but if you find out, what will
Griffey,
happen?
don't get me with you. Don't get me
Wait,
cross with you. Why would you think I
find
will
out,
hide
what will
something
happen?
like that? Don't try me. I will not
Wait.
hide something like that now.
Wait,
Okay,
I will say
what will
it.
happen?
I need to close.
Okay,
If
so
you
should I?
happen,
Yeah.
please.
I
If it
think
happens, what will happen if it happens? You find out that they are taking over. What
They
will
will
happen?
need to move out.
No, now you are
Okay,
bringing more discussion. We need to close.
Is the moving out worse than if you find out and we help for?
No. It's enough.
So this is it, right?
Will it be
I
worse?
love this
The discussion
conversation.
is over. You guys don't let me remove you. The discussion is over.
I love this conversation, right? I think we've come to an agreement
Why not let me talk now?
that you don't need to wait for the government to protect you. You have to protect yourself. Self-defense.
We will not come to that agreement.
No, your number is very insignificant, inconsequential, right? We are 8 here and you are just 1. So now, so we've come to that agreement. We owe some people apology. People that saw yesterday. People that saw today, many years ago. Someone like the late Odumo Gojuku, he saw today over 40 years ago. While Gowon and your leaders were still sleeping. Nnamdi Kanu saw today, some couple of years ago. Simon Ekpa saw today, some couple of years ago. So we owe these people. Sunday Igboho also saw today, some years ago. So we owe these
Obadiah
people.
Melafia.
Thank you, Obadiah, the one they died, right? So we owe these people apology. So we now, as Nigerians, we've come to a conclusion that we actually need to protect ourselves. So ESN should be apologized to, should support ESN. IPOB and the activities must be supported. Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu, all these people must be apologized to. Now, let me answer your question. According to Amnesty International, May 29th, 2025, some communities in Plateau State has been taken over by bandits. They call it bandits. Dafo, Gwande, Hoti, Manguna, and Rui in Bokos local government. Now, we come to Zamfara State. They said about 638 villages sacked by bandits in Zamfara State. And then we have some other states here, like you go down, you see La Kurawa in Sokoto. We have a lot of, so go to NFC International, May 29th, 2025, you see the list. So your question will be answered there. Now, the thing is, what is happening in Benue State today happened in Borno State, happened in Zamfara State. So in Borno State, business was successful. They've taken over what they wanted. Zamfara business is successful, and that is why you see shoppers, helicopters flying in and out in Zamfara, taking goes out, business is going there perfectly. Nigerian army is protecting them. Boko Haram is on the other side, protecting them. The white people, the Chinese, they are there, exploiting, digging out gold, and, business is going there. So it happened there. We all witness it. Now it's coming down to Benue. From Benue, who knows where next, right? So we all agree now that we need to protect ourselves. And forefathers, I need you to have a change of mindset. I don't want to agree with Bofi. because you see, I've seen people, especially, I don't want to talk down on these people. All these people that are very good in computer, they play game a lot. Forefathers, I know you play game a lot. The way they think is different from the way you think. They think everything is about, how they play game, what those tricks or imaginations they see in the game, they think that is how it is in real life, right? The real life is different, right? What you see in that game you play is different from real life stuff. I don't want to believe that Forefathers knows what he's doing or know what is going on in Nigeria, but I hope and I wish for him to realize that we are not all here trying to lie or deceive him. This is the reality. I don't know the kind of people you have on ground in Nigeria, but believe me, they are not telling you the truth. I don't know if you pay them, stop paying them. They are not telling you the truth. The truth is Nigeria is a go-go-go-go. Nigeria is in a sorry state.
We need to move. Kede, are you saying that Forefather is the kind of person, if he become president, they will say he didn't know that it happened?
Yes, yes.
Or people around him are not telling him the truth.
I never realized is this bad.
The people I asked are not my workers. They are people I'm just working with, and I asked them, and they told me they don't have any reason to lie to me. They just told me
Thank
like
you
that.
so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much. You've all been wonderful. The story goes on, and this is to the people of Benue. We sympathize with the loss of your loved ones. We also sympathize with the fact that your government has not been able to do anything for you. We sympathize with the fact that even though there are supposed to be laws regulating these things, nobody is keeping those laws. We sympathize with the fact that your governor, Reverend Ilya, couldn't even tell the truth of being able to call a spade and saying this is what happened, even though many people, eyewitnesses, confess to the fact that they were face to face with this terrorist, and they know who they are. Let's call a spade. They are Fulani terrorists. They are not Nigerians. And I don't know why the government, the Federal Republic of Nigerian President, Tinubu, should say that we should go and negotiate with people who they claim are not Nigerians, who are carrying AK-47 and maiming and killing your people. It has not happened anywhere. So maybe the sovereignty of Nigeria is no longer in the hands of Nigeria, because if it were in the hands of Nigerians, then Nigerians have spoken clearly that we do not want this menace. We are not going to, again, I repeat, we are not going to give our land up. If anybody is thinking that the Benue State is going to give up their land, well, the person should think again, because the thief man is synonymous with the land. That's why they live in their farms, they do their farm quietly, and they do their production. They're not asking for your silver or your gold. They're not asking for your tarred roads or your electric, or your pipe-borne water or your electricity. They are simply asking to be left alone to do their farm and to feed their family. I don't think that is too much for anybody to ask. So please, whilst we mourn our dead, let the living take caution. If you have 5 sleeping in a community, you should take turns to sleep. Some people stand guard while others sleep. While others are standing guard, the other people will sleep. Don't sleep with all of you close, sleeping and hoping that, no more security. Government cannot give you that security. Don't give yourself away, because it will not cost anything. They will not even mourn you beyond the time that they put you in the ground, and life will go on. It's only in Nigeria that so many will be lost and life still goes on. Your president is still planning to move to other places and do other business. It's the social media that forced him, and the speaking up of the Pope, God bless him, that is forcing him to think of having a change of schedule. Till this moment, as we speak, the president are not going to look at Niger State, where more than 2,000 Nigerians drowned. in a flood up to today. So you ask yourself, what's the purpose of government? We thought it was for protection of life and property, but it has now changed in Nigeria. And since that changed in Nigeria, the Igbos have a proverb: when the rhythm of the drum changes, the dancer should equally change his dance step. It is time, maybe, that we all living in Nigeria have to change our dance step in order to protect our lives. God bless you. Thank you so much. We will deal more with this. If there's anything to talk about, we will deal with it on Saturday on this channel. Thank you so much, Mr. Ike. You've been so wonderful. Thank you for always supporting this channel. Thank you also. Support diaspora voting. We've taken a while of not seeing you, but thank God you showed up today, because you always bring a different flair to a discussion. And Ogbuefi, we thank you. Also, your story touched me. I almost shed tears about your younger sister, because my brother, one day I will tell them my story, But, thank you for being here and for sharing those stories. They are what enriches this channel and makes people to learn. They say when you hear, if it's done with elders, you go hear what thing will help you move your life forward. So each time you come here, anybody who is here, either you're on the keypad or you are listening to us or on your panel, there'll be something for you to take away. Thank you so much. Kenneth, it's good to see you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you, Mr. Peter.
Please do come, and Saturday we are going to be looking at something that you may be interested in.
Yeah, whenever I try to come, tight schedule, but once I see Tony, I see Ike, I see Pansat, I see Jagun, I see who again? Chim. I'll be like, okay, I think we are good to go.
Okay. All right.
Loco, it's only today that you make sense. You are making sense today. I love you today.
No. Loco makes a lot of things today.
No, I'm just pulling his leg.
Thank you so much. You are in fact, very soon we'll have to get you to host some of these programs so that we too can enjoy from your hosting, so that we can not only talk ourselves.
Loco, right?
Yes. Tony, and yes, if he ran away, we don't know what happened, but it's good to see him. All right. So thank you so much, and all you do have a wonderful good night rest. But before we leave, it will not be good if we don't leave you. If we leave you just like that. So let us hear from our Senate President.
1,911,844,833 naira and 46. I'll take that again. 1,911,844,000,000. 1 trillion. This money is too much for me. 1 trillion. I hope that is not. I hope that is not the record.
And of a concern to me in the statement made by Mr. President. And let me quote very clearly. Mr. President, first of all, mentioned that he has asked that an implementation of his earlier directive, meaning he gave an initial directive that apparently was not followed. He has to now give a follow-up directive. That is one. Number two, he is saying that in the latest round of reprisal attacks, Mr. President, it appears as if some people are not giving you the right information. Mr. President is being misinformed and ill-advised. There is no such thing as reprisal attacks going on. Our people are under siege. Mr. President asked the governor to convene reconciliation meetings and dialogue among warring communities, warring parties. Those are the words used by Bayo Onanuga. And then seek harmonious existence between farmers, herders, and communities. I'm aware that there seems to be a lot of sycophancy in the country right now. So, Mr. President, with all due respect, if you need to be told the truth, you can ask us, the people. Some of us can come and tell you what is actually going on. You can liaise with our governor. I believe he should be honest enough to tell you the truth. There's no such thing as reprisal attacks. If you say seek harmonious relationship and have reconciliation meetings, that means, Mr. President, you know who has attacked us. That means the governor knows who has attacked us and is supposed to call them together for a meeting. Okay. Is that what is being told? Because that is what I deduce from that statement. And that, I believe, is disingenuous to the situation. There is no such thing as reprisal attacks, I'll repeat for the umpteenth time. These are premeditated, unprovoked attacks against the people. I know.
Chukuna malugo yo biadiocha Agaranya chogo kowe bili Agaranya chogo kowe rienio Owe chuku bezie chuku Nuche chukwa busigi fegemeo Nuche chukwa busia ifegemeo Nifo solo ne asi alibazie Oboye bebe agaranya muliba Oboye wuru agaranya mebibe solea Mano garanya wua Oboye afiozi enipakwa Agaranya chogo kowe bili Agaranya chogo kowe rienio Oboye chikubezio lisa Kodili ma kodili bemo Kodili wakema kodili wanima Naino kwane we peluge peluo Kodili ma kodili bemo Kodili gemo kodili heyo Ibedwe me wanem Nikadiezi bohimo